Hello and welcome to Culture Shocked, the pop culture podcast brought to you by four aging millennials and our outdated opinions. I'm your host, Corey, and with me as always is...
Riddle me this. What sort of man has bats on the brain? And I'm Mike.
It's not who you are on the inside, but what you do that defines you.
That was Doug, by the way.
I'm Doug.
Hey, I'm Adrian, and gentlemen, tonight, let's kick some ice.
Wow, and I thought my jokes were bad.
You're like, I'm Doug. Doug did that, by the way.
Did you like how I garbled it up as hard as
If you didn't get it by all of our lines there, we're talking about all the 90s to 2010s Batmans because the Batman is coming up with Robert Pattinson, and we're all very excited about it. I don't want to say that one of us already saw it, but one of us already saw it twice. And we're not happy with him. But
bastard got an early screening.
We're going to try and swallow that pill and talk about the old Batmans, even though we're all very upset.
So here's what I like the most about the Batman.
We're going to talk about a bunch of Bat Boys instead of
Bat Boys.
Batman.
Well, if you want to be completely fair, they were probably all older than Pattinson, so he's really the Bat Boy.
He's the Bat Boy.
Why do we keep talking about baseball?
It's not your age that defines your manhood.
It's not my age. It's what I do with my years. No, so if we can just immediately talk about 2022's The Batman, here's what I liked about it.
No. We're going to go ahead and not piss people off and us, because I know, I could probably find you, and I will.
I have a set of skills.
Wait, that's from Batman, right?
He was in one of the Batman movies.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
He played Ra's al Ghul.
That was why I went with the Liam Neeson quote.
Aren't jokes always better when you explain them?
Yes.
All the time.
See, it was funny because Liam Neeson plays Ra's al Ghul.
That hurts me so much.
God damn it.
The way you guys are saying that.
Raj.
No, yes.
Raji.
No.
I've never said it that other way. Like, wait, Ra's al Ghul? Is that what you're agreeing with, Corey?
It's
No.
Ra's al Ghul, like racial.
Racial Ghoul. That sounds like some kind of D&D character.
Yeah. All right.
What are we talking about?
Batman.
Oh, you guys want to talk about glittery Batman?
Unless you want me to shit on a movie series for the next 2 hours, no.
See, when we initially planned this episode, we were all going to talk about the other Batman movies, all of the live-action Batman movies leading up to this one, because none of us had seen it. That was our plan. We were going to gush on the old ones and what we think is going to be good about this new one, but Adrian has seen it now, so he'd be kind of dead air.
Just to answer the question, everything is good about it.
But there's plenty enough to talk about in the old Batman movies to cover plenty of an episode, so we're probably just going to get into that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to just skip right past the 60s Batman. I don't think any of us really care about it that much. I know it has a niche following, and it's quite a cult classic for some people, but in my opinion, it was a little too slapstick. I didn't enjoy it.
It was trash.
Did any of you even care?
Nah, fuck that.
Not really.
Yeah, no, to be honest, I have only seen clips of that. I have never watched that movie entirely through. So
never watched that movie.
You mean the movie with the best Joker in it?
Caesar, how do you say it?
Caesar Romero.
I'd like to initiate our first vote, guys. Our first on-air online vote. I'd like to kick Mike off the podcast.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Wait. This is actually a good transition, though, for speaking of Jokers that somebody doesn't like. We can start with Batman 89.
Yeah, that's a good point. Why don't we start with Batman 89 and talk about the fifth best Joker?
Oh, wow, you went down one.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's Riddler's the fourth. I'm just kidding. He's the fourth best Joker.
I mean, Jim Carrey's Riddler was better than Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Jack's Joker.
Let's get back. Wow. Let's get back and get structured here for a second. We're going to talk about the third best Joker in 1989's Batman.
Here we go.
Jack Nicholson, hell of a performance. And when I was a kid, I really didn't get it because I was used to like the 90s cartoon Batman Joker, which was just maniacal and insane.
Okay, you don't get it.
You don't get it. All right.
Mike had to say one of his signature Richard Karnas lines.
Absolutely. For people that listen to this that don't have him on Facebook or anything, he looks just like Richard Karnas,
which is Al from Home Improvement.
We do this podcast with Al from Home Improvement.
Yeah, that's really what we're trying to say.
I don't think so, Doug.
So yeah, I know a few of us just recently, attempted to rewatch Batman '89 for this podcast. One of them made it the whole way through and then watched 3 more movies. The other one, I don't think even made it halfway through 1989.
I almost made it halfway, okay?
So why don't we start with you guys? Like, I think Corey and I are more in one camp. Let's start with Doug. So you couldn't make it through.
All right. Here's the thing. I appreciated that they picked one of the actual potential Joker like origins. With the Jack Napier falling into the chemicals and all that, becoming
they did the kind of like the Killing Joke.
Yeah. They did go with the similar
Ace Chemicals,
but there's been a couple over the years where they've hinted this could be it. But the whole idea that the beauty of the Joker is that it doesn't matter what the origin is. So movies like this are free to do whatever, and I like when they do that. They do it.
By the way, Tim Burton said he doesn't like comic books, but he liked the Killing Joke, so that might be why he was faithful to that whole.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, Tim Burton's kind of fucked in the head.
He wasn't. I wouldn't say. I'd say he borrowed the idea. He didn't.
It was loosely based on it.
Okay,
like Jack Napier was not like a fucking wealthy.
He was a stand-up comedian who turned criminal to make money, and
life went bad, and he did a job, and
he was like the first Red Hood, and he was running through Ace Hardware and fell into a vat of chemicals and came out the Joker.
You mean Ace Chemicals?
Yeah, Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
You said Ace Hardware.
Well, they're our sponsor. They're our sponsor this week, so I figured.
Thank you, Ace, for creating the Joker and killing millions. Anyway.
Why wouldn't a hardware store sponsor our pop culture podcast? That's my question.
It makes total sense.
Somebody hand me the left phalange so I can twist this.
This plane doesn't even have a phalange.
This episode is brought to you by Wood. Go get some.
I got some right now. No.
Yeah, okay.
What the fuck?
We're talking about Batman. I've had Wood since we started.
So I do appreciate what they did with Jack Napier. I was kind of into it a bit. I don't really even have anything like, honestly, his performances like Joker and stuff wasn't bad. Like it wasn't. It's just movies from that era are really hit and miss with me. Like when I first started it, like right away I was into it, but there was just some actors that really, like the guy playing Gordon.
Oh, he's terrible.
The guy playing Harvey Dent. It was just, they were phoning it in, and like Keaton was actually doing a pretty good job as Bruce Wayne. Like the thing that everybody always argues that he wasn't good at. I actually was enjoying how he was being Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get the complaints about him as Bruce Wayne.
He just doesn't have like that pretty boy look. That's the thing. He looks like he just like climbed out of a fucking construction yard. Every day.
Michael Keaton's an everyman. He's not a pretty boy. He's not a roughneck.
And that lends in perfectly to just so our younger audience knows, Robert Pattinson and Ben Affleck, those weren't the biggest, like those weren't the first big controversies. Back when Michael Keaton was cast, he was just known as like a comedic actor. So people did not want him to play Batman at all. They said it'd be too funny.
Yeah, like we hear that
he was
a lot.
The least funny part about the whole movies.
They had over 50,000 letters written to WB Studios like against him.
What is it about every Batman movie? Like, there's been just a casting that's been hyper controversial. There's never been one
because Batman is a super coveted subject, and people are gonna be gonna be pissed.
It is my favorite comic book. That's why I'm very hard on these movies.
The same reason that you're so judgmental is the same reason that certain people are pissed about castings.
Yeah.
That's why I have had to defend Robert Pattinson every day since he was cast.
I know. Like, if it wasn't for Heath Ledger, I never would have believed in Robert Pattinson. It changed my tune on how I view actors.
I mean, as far as all the Batman go, the only one I've ever really had a complaint with is George Clooney.
Oh, God, we'll get there.
I think everybody still has that complaint.
Well, I mean,
The best part about George Clooney is he literally didn't even change his voice. He's like, hey, freeze, I'm Batman.
Michael
It's just
Keaton
like-
didn't really change his voice either, though, which I appreciated.
He just made it a little darker.
yeah. See,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Why do people think that Batman changes his voice? He never did that.
It started with Val Kilmer, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
no, there it is.
It never was a thing. It just suddenly, like, everyone thought he should have this different voice.
And eventually we got all the way to I'm not wearing Huggy Bed.
I think Nolan liked how Christian Bale did it, and then Christian Bale phoned it in even worse as the movies, like the later movies.
The first movie is not nearly as noticeable.
he cranked it up, is what he did.
Yeah, he took it from okay to why are you doing this?
And also that was an editing choice by Christopher Nolan. It wasn't quite that raspy when Bale was doing it, but Christopher Nolan like over edited it. He wanted it to sound even darker, and so that was also an editing choice,
Like,
not just Bale.
I don't hate it like everybody does. I just don't get it. That's mostly the thing.
Don't make me say it again.
We have to get a soundboard. Just like, you don't get it.
There's a couple lines that we all make fun of all the time that we definitely hear it because we laugh a little. But if you don't focus on that, you can watch all three movies and not even realize he's doing a weird voice.
I'd agree.
There's a few points where it's like heavily exaggerated.
Yeah, like think about the end of like The Dark Knight, like where he doesn't really like go hard in the voice. He's like, because you have to. He's not like,
Oh yeah, no,
He's
right.
like, because you have to.
Yeah. And Robert Pattinson has a very nice Batman voice, by the way.
Shut up, Adrian.
That's not a spoiler. He talks.
What?
But the part that actually pisses me off the most about Christian Bale's Batman, and I love those movies, they're my favorite ones so far.
Oh, they're fantastic.
But the part that pisses me off about his voice is he's doing such a crazy like voice that he has to breathe every 3 words.
Oh yeah.
He can't get a whole sentence out without breathing 3 times.
He like runs out of air.
I will say, because of Christian Bale's Batman, though, it did bring forth a beautiful parody that is out there on the internet that I absolutely fucking love.
Oh, Pete Holmes' Batman is one of the best things that ever. Ever
Yeah,
had.
you guys had just shown that to me a few months ago for the first time ever, and I think we sat here and watched all of them.
We watched all
So,
of them. Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
We watched like a super cut of every single one.
Yeah, that was entertaining.
Pete Holmes, first of all, is one of my favorite people on the earth. I watch everything that man does, and I got sad when his talk show was canceled.
Oh, me too.
Oh.
But those Batman videos are so funny.
I think there was a point I was trying to make about. I want to roll back to '89 and
Yes.
keep talking about it for a little
I
bit.
do as well.
Because I don't want to just breeze over all the old shit and go straight to Nolan movies or anything.
Yes, you do.
I mean, I do. Other than Forever, because Batman is forever, like diamonds and sails.
God damn it.
Every kiss begins with Joker.
Yeah.
Every kiss begins with Croc. Killer Croc. Okay, 89.
I don't think the movie was like so hot garbage I couldn't finish it. There was also time constraints that like factored into me not being able to get to the end.
Right.
But I just couldn't. There were things that I just couldn't, like, they just really made some casting decisions that maybe at the time that was just the best they could do.
Oh yeah, Commissioner Gordon sucks.
Yeah,
And
that
it's
guy.
the same guy in all 4 movies.
Yeah, he sucks in every movie. He's not a good detective at all.
No, Gordon is definitely not the highlight that he should be in those movies.
I don't remember which movie it is, but like someone leaves a suicide note and he just reads the whole thing. He's like, "Yep, suicide."
that's in Forever.
It's in Forever.
Because
It's
Jim Carrey is like it's got his right down to his handwriting and his what does he say? Like his connotations and shit like that.
Oh,
like,
Mike, I'm gonna keep coming to you since you just watched these. You're a nice reference point to have. I don't remember which one it was.
But I think that if they remade that movie today, I think it'd be better just because they could make the action more like that was my issue, was like the action scenes were rough.
Oh yeah.
And like when he used that smoke bomb to fly, he used it and then just flew straight up, and they could all clearly see him. And they're like, "Who was that?" It's like you can still see him. Come on, man.
I know. And then he throws it down, and it takes a while to actually like smoke. He's just like looking at his watch, like.
But yeah, like
should we shoot at him or?
I love that they used the gadgets more. That Batman felt like the Batman I remember from a kid. Like,
I
think they did a really good job with that. It was just limitations of the time is what held some of that back.
It doesn't hold up in a lot of ways.
I do want to say, and my biggest gripe about the first two is the action sequences, and mostly that's due to like the suit. Like his suit was so hard for him to move in that like they would cut away from scenes in certain moments, so you didn't actually watch what he was doing because he couldn't do it.
Honestly, up to from the fucking like chest down, the suit looks great. Okay,
the fact that he had to like turn his whole fucking body to look somewhere.
Oh man, like that was rough.
That's part of the beautiful part of the movie.
I know it was like I was like, oh man, I was like, damn, it did make me laugh. Like it did put a smile on my face the first time. He was like, for those of you who can't see me, I just
a whole body turn.
Yeah. Like,
so I will say that the Val Kilmer batsuit was definitely an upgrade. It seemed like he had a lot more movement with that one.
You can take that right. Fuck off.
Well, I just mean I'm not saying.
Corey, we're not even being mean. You gotta calm down.
Hold on a minute. I'm not saying the Val Kilmer movie is better than the Keaton movies by far. I do not agree with that. I'm just saying, as far as the action sequences were a little bit more fluid.
No, Keaton sucks. Moving on.
Better.
I'm kidding.
I don't think the suit was better in looks. I just think like as far as mobility, it was better.
See, I know I've gone on record saying how bad I thought Michael Keaton was. I actually think I've come around on that a lot. Just from like the bit of '89 that I rewatched, because I hadn't seen those movies since I was young.
You don't think he's as terrible as he was in your mind? Like,
I think he's better in the '89 one than he is in Returns.
No, I actually think he was quite good from what I watched. Like he was actually quite good. And I think it was just as a kid, I just didn't really understand. Like obviously now that I'm an aging millennial, I've
hey, that's good. We should stick with that.
Sucked in a lot of fucking Batman content over the years, and I've learned like who Batman's supposed to be, and he actually nails the character a lot better than I ever gave him credit for. In certain aspects, I actually like him more than Bale, I'd even say. But
nice.
Overall, I'm still giving it to Bale until I see this new movie, and then I'm probably going to replace him.
I just want to say I'm genuinely shocked to hear you say so many good things about Michael Keaton.
I'm just soaking it up.
Yeah, he's prepping.
We all fully expected Corey to be red in the face by now.
We've had a lot of off camera, off microphone battles where Doug just rips the fuck out of the '89 Batman. So I'm just sitting here enjoying the shit out of this.
Yeah, like no, like I know you guys think like I hate to like change my opinion and stuff, but when I genuinely feel like it's like I've given a reason to be swayed, then no problem. But it's hard to get me to. It's hard to change my opinion. You got to really hit me with some info.
As of right now, well, yeah, that's good because a lot of people are so stubborn they won't change their minds. It's better to go into something with an open mind that you might be able to have your mind changed. I've gone into a lot of things like that, and I will 100% judge it how I actually feel. I don't go into things like I gotta hate this because I've always said I hate.
When I sat down to watch it, and I was like, "All right, this is gonna be a total." Here's Batman '89. All this movie's gonna fucking blow. I was just messing with you guys. I wasn't going in with that expectation. I actually went in with the expectation is. Maybe this is better than I remember. It's been a long fucking time.
Why go into a movie hoping it sucks?
Mike.
Like, why wouldn't you just... Mike just goes into movies and then thinks they suck because he's tired. But
I'm tired.
I'm tired and I have a headache.
Spider-Man.
I get when I expect the movie to be like this huge fucking awesome thing, and then certain things disappoint me.
You know what I realize is we just get argumentative when we talk about Spider-Man. It just automatically starts like we fire at each other.
Yeah, like awkwardly. Batman's bringing us together.
That's right. It's so beautiful.
What I will say about these four original movies, having watched all four of them, not original movies because the '60s one technically is the original, but we're not talking about that.
Let's talk about the ones we were all alive. Well, most of us were alive. No, I'm the only one who's alive.
I was born in '90. I'm sorry.
We're not aging boomers.
I am excited for Michael Keaton's Batman now to be in the Flash movie.
I always was.
Well, I mean, I was kind of like, oh, that's cool, but I was never like, oh, this is awesome. But now I'm like, this is awesome.
After rewatching the Tim Burton movies, you're a little more excited.
I really don't want it to be. I want it to be Thomas Wayne. I don't want it to be.
I am hoping. I agree. I am hoping that that's how it turns out.
Unfortunately, and I don't want to break anybody's hearts here, but the set photos of Batgirl where they showed the front of his suit, it looks unlikely.
Lame sauce.
Yeah, I kind of wanted it to be Thomas Wayne myself because I think that would have been great, but I don't think it is.
Yeah. We'll cover that movie in detail down the road
we'll get there
when
eventually.
it comes out.
We got a lot of stuff coming up to talk
Yeah,
about.
so let me drop a couple facts here about Batman '89. You know, because we've gone 20 minutes. It's time for Adrian's fucking fun fact.
We'll get a theme together eventually.
I feel like we're never going to get a theme together. We're just going to keep saying we're going to do it.
I just went Kaioken times 4 there. Okay, so a couple alternate choices for the Joker in this movie. We had David Bowie was actually in consideration to be the Joker, and then Robin Williams. Yeah. So what do you guys think?
I would have hated that.
I think Robin Williams would have been right along the lines of Cesar Romero.
Like, I love Robin Williams, but not for that. No,
he can be serious. I just don't think he could have been in that movie
with that role.
Mm-mm.
I don't even like David Bowie for that because like the only big thing I saw David Bowie in that was fantasy related was Labyrinth, and he's like not very jokery. He's a little too serious and mundane.
I did check out a couple clips of the end of Batman '89 so I wasn't just totally in the dark of like what Joker and Batman interaction. And
that's the best part.
That I do have a couple complaints with the way I think Nicholson just cranked it up a little too much on the crazy. He's just like being almost too random at times and wacky. And I think that's why I put him down on the list lower than you. Because I don't like that style of Joker as much as other styles of Joker.
Yeah, because at the beginning... go.
I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not my...
Hashtag not my Joker.
No.
Goodness.
No.
All these jokes we make about where Jokers are on our list is actually very difficult for me because technically a lot of these Jokers are different versions of Joker. It's hard to put them in one category. Like Heath Ledger's Joker was more like an anarchist. Mark Hamill's was just chaos.
He was the clown prince of crime, and then, like you said, the other guy was the anarchist, and then
Jack Nicholson was just like a politician, destroyer, gangster version.
He was the gang, and which is a version of Joker that exists. It was also going to be what we would have had in the animated series with Tim Curry.
Yeah, and he's usually more of a square jawed Joker when he's like the gangster version, but Jack Nicholson's a far cry off from that. But...
It was like they took like the animated, like the Mark Hamill version, and then I can't even like associate the gangster version to any person because it's never really been done outside of comics very much.
No, not really.
They took that gangster aspect that you see in some of the comic stories, and then Mark Hamill and just shoved it together.
I think they tried to make Leto a more modern gangster version, and it just failed.
Yeah,
that was terrible.
Because, like, if you think about it, like in that nightclub scene when that guy's looking at I almost said Harlan Williams. Holy shit!
Billy D. Williams.
When he's looking at Harley Quinn, and Joker makes her come in, and then he just like mean mugs him with the gold teeth and the smile, and it just didn't work.
It was too much.
Like they were trying to make him a modern version of the gangster Joker, and it just didn't work.
They tried, modern gangsters and gangster Joker are not.
Jared Leto's Joker is easily the worst Joker.
Now they fixed him a little bit in the Snyder cut.
In the Snyder cut, they did, but not enough for him to move anywhere on my list.
He's not replacing
he didn't
anything
move
that was
anywhere.
already. Well, except he's better than Cesar Romero. I'll give him that.
he was already better than Cesar Romero.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He was always better than Cesar. Like. That's the worst Joker.
I've only seen select clips from the TV show and the old movie, but I'm already putting Romero above Jared Leto.
They put green paint on his mustache.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Shave it.
The only reason they did that is because he refused to shave it.
Yeah, and it still sucks.
and I like Jared Leto as an actor, but
he's a great actor, but not as the Joker. He was not good.
Adrian and Mike, this is directed at you because you both do it. You guys make these arguments like, but as if it's like a swaying point, but then you just say something that doesn't remotely make any difference, and you both do that all the
No,
time.
I'm just saying it so people don't think I'm shitting on Jared Leto. Like, I think he's a good actor.
No, fuck Jared
No,
Leto.
he's talking about us saying that Cesar
Dude
Romero
runs a
wouldn't.
cult.
Oh,
Fuck him, man.
oh yeah. 30 seconds to Mars, baby.
No, you know he actually owns a private island
Yes.
and runs a real cult. Okay.
That's why I like him.
That's what I like.
Now that's why I'm a fan, and I already joined. And
Uh-oh.
Only fans can join his cult.
I'm actually going to say something slightly controversial in that category is not all cults are bad things. Some of them are just a group of people who believe something crazy and want to hang out. They don't
Yeah.
all do crazy bad things.
All
Some
right,
of
so
them
for
are
my next fun
legitimate.
fact.
Thank you, Adrian.
I'm just saying.
So
I know way more about the cult stuff than any of you guys do.
So-
I
so
listen
there
to
was-
a lot of.
That's why I don't trust you on this.
so
He's trying to
I'm
get us into the
I'm not,
cult, guys.
I'm not trying to recruit any of you. Trust me, I don't want any of you in this call.
guys, I thought we'd be arguing about Batman. We're fucking arguing about cults.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Hey, man. Don't worry. I mean, in other episodes about video games, we argued about gas stations. So this
That's
is
true.
This
It's
is
Mountain
right up
Dew.
our alley, man.
Wait, did we argue about gas stations or did we just talk about them?
We all definitely agreed.
You know, my
Yeah.
fourth favorite gas station is.
Oh, why
probably
is this a thing
7-Eleven.
again?
My next YouTube video, my top 5 gas stations.
The argument always comes from me being, why are the fuck are we still talking about it?
And that makes us dig in deeper.
So, next fun fact about the 1989 Batman. There was an earlier script that was going to feature Robin in the movie.
Before you finish the fact, can I take a guess at what the idea was? Because I'm curious.
Yeah.
Were they going to include him finding him as a kid, or was he just going to straight up be Robin?
So, yeah, it was going to be like a pre-Robin. Was it Dick Grayson? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was going to be a pre-Robin, just like helping feed Batman information to stop the Joker. So, like, he wasn't going to be Robin.
Okay. He
Yeah.
was just going to be like a kid.
Yeah.
You know, that probably wouldn't have sucked.
Yeah. I mean, I think it could have worked.
Yeah.
But once Tim Burton took over the script and like took over the movie, he took Robin out of the equation.
I actually think it's a good idea for the first fucking movie.
Yeah, I don't think it would have sucked, but I also, I don't think it should have been in the first movie.
You know what else? You know what I liked about the '89 version is they didn't really do an origin story. Like they showed his parents dying, and they
Yeah.
kind of they touched on that, but they didn't do it like how
Like-
your comic book movies do today, where it starts with the origin story. Like he was already Batman when the movie started.
Yeah, it wasn't like a Batman Begins, which
Yeah.
I love, but
Well, yeah, I mean, when an origin story is done right, yeah, I fucking love it. But like, too many movies do it, and a lot of times they just, especially with Batman, even at that time, most people know where Batman came from.
yeah, it's kind of nice when you're like in a world that's already kind of like fleshed out. and-
Everybody. Yeah. Oh, yeah. One other praise I want to give to 89 is I think
Hey.
this was my favorite vision of live action Gotham that's ever been put on.
Oh,
Agree.
I love Tim Burton's Gotham.
Yep, you can definitely thank Tim Burton for that.
Which
Yes.
I believe was I'm not I can't remember which way. Yeah, he was actually the inspiration for the Gotham of the animated series, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It totally makes sense.
Literally from Batman Returns to Batman Forever, it goes from this nice dark Gotham, which is supposed to be like inspired by New York City at night, to this fucking bright ass
Chicago.
No,
supposed to be
I
Chicago.
looked it up. It's New York and Chicago.
Metropolis is always supposed to be New York.
Metropolis is New York during the day.
Yeah. Oh, they're saying it's New York. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
New York
it's
at
always
night.
just been compared to Chicago. That's why I've never heard New York.
But you go from that, like the darkness that makes sense for Gotham, to this fucking Las Vegas bullshit for Joel Schumacher. Like, what the fuck?
Schumacher's Gotham is like an acid trip.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Gotham. Okay,
I hate it.
I actually liked it. But
Oh my
I'll
God.
explain why. Because Gotham, at least in my opinion, Gotham is always it's not anywhere. It's whatever it needs to be for the story
Yeah.
that's being written.
It's
and
its
I think that's
own
always
place.
like Metropolis is always exactly the same. No matter who's writing Superman,
Yeah.
it's always fucking the exact same place. Gotham is just whatever it's ever needed to be to tell the story, and I love that.
Yeah.
Like if it had, sometimes they exacerbate the gangster like side of things. Sometimes there's like all kinds of like horrible shit going around. Sometimes it's like a normal fucking town. Like it's Hell, sometimes he's off in the fucking sticks in
But
the
there
middle
was-
of nowhere.
There was absolutely no reason for Schumacher to make his Batman Gotham City cosmic bowling.
Yeah, no, fuck Joel Schumacher.
It's fucking
Nah, I like
ridiculous.
Well, and
I think it fit his mood. I think it fit the movie.
yeah,
very
I was
well.
gonna say like
don't.
that. It's well realized for the Batman he's making, and I mean to appeal to kids and stuff. The colors and
Plus the color scheme, like it definitely fit with the Two-Face thing.
Yeah.
I will
I don't
agree
think
with
that
you there.
movie was for kids, man. Like, you like rewatch it. Like,
well, yeah,
that
but
movie's not. For
those
kids.
No.
those two movies were much more for kids than the Tim Burton ones.
Like Jim Carrey's Riddler is definitely borderline PG-13.
I guess Poison Ivy was every like 12-year-old boy's first.
Oh my god,
yeah.
yeah. Poison Ivy was so like sexually suggestive.
That's
like
what-
every
That's what
line
I mean by like
yeah.
this movie wasn't for kids,
every line out of her mouth was like a double entendre.
which is true to the character.
oh okay.
Yeah.
A bit.
See, I didn't know that.
She uses
She's
her
like
body a lot.
flirtatious and
Yeah,
In fact, as much as I hate the puns in Batman and Robin, I think that Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy might be the part that I like the most.
hey Mike, chill.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Hey, Mike, what killed the dinosaurs?
The
Ice Age.
Oh god, Arnold.
Tonight's
just-
forecast, freeze.
And we made Doug walk out of the room.
He actually got up and
all right, I'm back.
Doug has just come back and he has on his Mr. Freeze uniform.
I'll be back.
That's
Wait,
a real
wrong movie.
replica. Like,
Yeah, that looks really
full
fucking
style.
good,
That's
Doug.
really good, dude.
How much did you
Thank
pay
you.
for that?
Thank you. Oh man, it's a shame you guys at home can't see this.
I'm impressed you just put that blue paint on really fast.
Did it cost you
I'm
one?
I was already painted. You just couldn't tell because I was using a filter.
You know, Batman and Robin, when Mr. Freeze is trying to take the city hostage to get money, but he has this huge fucking diamond that's probably worth more money than any of their banks. Like,
You know how Mr. Freeze, this brilliant scientist, was just trying to save his wife's life and like would do anything it takes, and Bruce knew that and kept trying to save him, but wouldn't just give him the money for his wife's operation.
said, you know, you could go.
Such a small check for Bruce Wayne to write.
Yeah, it would have been nothing. Like he lost more money like driving the Batmobile to fight him. Like the gas the Batmobile took would have paid for that operation.
Michael Keaton's Batman would have gave him the money.
Oh, absolutely.
Give this guy a grant.
All right, so to finish my fun fact from like 12 minutes ago,
Fun fact.
so obviously Robin was not included in Batman 89, unless you've seen the alternate Burton cut.
Hey,
That
we
doesn't
don't talk
exist.
about that.
Yeah, but the actors
Different
that were gonna,
timeline.
the actors that were going to play him were between three, and I don't know how well any of them would have worked. The first one was Eddie Murphy.
What?
Eddie Murphy was going to play Robin.
No.
He was actually lined up to do it with the first director, and then they switched.
No, bro, sucks.
Second was Marlon Wayans,
No.
No, bro, sucks.
and
Why are
last
they trying
was
to put comedians in this movie?
and this one's for Doug. The third one was Michael J. Fox.
Now we're speaking my language.
He said,
Now
now
we're
we're-
speaking my language.
Robin needs to be like a
That could have been all right.
almost an innocent kid who wants just justice.
Yeah,
And neither of those first two guys are like, they're just funny.
I think Michael J. Fox would have actually been almost perfect. I know, Corey, you want to move on to the rest of these. But
if we had more time to record, we would. I mean,
I have to say this because I kind of was already getting at this, but I don't think the movie sucked at all. I was just playing that up to get at you before this episode. I actually was enjoying it, and it was simply a time constraint thing that I wasn't able to sit through it. I think it's actually rewatching it. It's getting added to my rewatch Batman list now with all the Nolan movies and forever.
nice.
Well, yeah.
So
and
I was totally swayed.
the good
on that
part
movie.
about you saying that is the second half's way better than the first half.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're going to like it. By the
So you're
end.
saying when you go back and rewatch the movies in the future, you'll include 89?
Yeah, I'm gonna include 89 with Nolan
Wow.
movies and forever in my.
I'm so
rewatches.
proud of you.
Yeah, I know. To think it only took 31 years for me to add this movie to a list.
Every time I do my rewatch, I only skip Batman and Robin.
What? That's all I watch.
That's the best Bane.
next to the Batman with Robert Pattinson. It's
Yeah.
right there.
That's one. That's 1 and 2. Actually, that's 1A and 1B.
One and also one.
The fuck?
The funny part is, I'm going to throw this in there. As many jokes as Adrian's making, when we were kids, man, he loved Batman and Robin.
I think every kid
Wait,
did though.
loved?
Yeah. Like, every time we watched
Why
it,
do
he
you keep
got
talking
super
about me in the
excited.
past tense?
I'm just,
Shoo.
for anybody who thinks you're joking, I'm throwing it in there. You're definitely not. He's not hamming it up. Oh, fuck Bane in that movie.
Remember when he just like puts on a trench coat and fucking Gordon can't. He's like,
Oh, God.
and Ivy's just like covering a part of her face and wearing a scarf. He's
I
like,
think
who
that
are
might be
these
my
people?
biggest complaint about all the old Batman movies,
Except Batman and Robin.
It wasn't no, all of them, and
Except Batman and
it
Robin.
wasn't the who they had as Batman. What was going on with the villains? It was how dirty they did Gordon, because he is just as important as fucking Bruce Wayne in Batman, and that's the part that drives me nuts is how fucking dirty they did him.
How did he get his job in those movies? Like,
At least Alfred was spot on in like every
I was
fucking
going to say,
Batman
on
movie
the
ever.
opposite side of that, Michael Goff was the perfect Alfred in all 4 of those.
I was gonna say that was another thing I actually wanted to mention about '89 was how awesome like that.
The party
I
scene.
think that's the party
when he
scene.
keeps
I
putting
was like,
stuff down.
man,
And
that's the whole thing that swayed me on his Bruce Wayne was that the party scene. I was like, and the way that they did that Alfred.
and when fucking Michael Keaton totally one night stands Vicky Vale, Alfred's like, things are a little better around here when she's around. Like, good for you, Alfred.
He always tells him how it is.
Like,
man,
why the
so-
fuck's Michael Keaton dipping fucking Vicky Vale? Kim Basinger? Are you kidding me?
He's Bruce Wayne.
That's true.
Money will do a lot of things.
He gets Chase Meridian and Selena Kyle as well. So
Dude, Chase Meridian is all about the Batman.
I would sleep with Bruce Wayne. That's just-
Yes, Bruce. I'll do anything you ask.
I can't wait till we get to Batman Forever because fucking Chase Meridian, like her whole role in that movie is just be super horny for Batman. That's your character. That's your character.
All right, then let's just touch on Batman Returns a little bit because it wasn't quite as good as '89 to me. I do still love it, and I watch it every year, like around Christmas. Because
It's a Christmas movie,
it is
yeah.
a Christmas
it's 100% a Christmas movie. It's more of a Christmas movie than freaking Die Hard.
kind of.
Take
Yeah,
that back.
No,
You take that back.
honestly, I agree with him.
Oh my God.
It's one of my. It's probably near the top of my like classic watch it every year for Christmas movies.
Yeah.
And you know what? As much as that
That's so
movie,
annoyed.
as much as that movie isn't as good as '89 for me, Danny DeVito's Penguin is so fucking good.
Oh yeah.
As weird as he is, I love him
Well-
so much as Penguin because he's so creepy.
Because it's Tim Burton, he was over the top creepy. I don't.
Yes.
Is there a version? And you guys would know more than I would. Is there a version in the comics where he's deformed like that, like with the hands and stuff? Because I feel like that's just a Tim Burton thing.
That was a Tim Burton thing.
Yeah,
mostly.
I don't think that ever.
Just
It's
a
always
stylistic
been like
choice.
ambiguous of his shape and stuff as Penguin-esque. But
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Penguin
he's
thing
always
was
been
just, like,
short
the
and
suit
plump, but his
Yeah.
hands being like fins, I don't think
He was
so.
never been like a demi-human. No,
Yeah.
No, that was the thing that kind of weirded me out with my watch
I think
through
that's
again.
why it's good.
His
though.
face has looked like that before with the giant
Yeah.
nose and like the
Yeah.
pointy chin.
Like think about how he looked at the beginning of Arkham Asylum. Like he looked like a wealthy businessman with a fucked up fat face and huge ass nose and shit. Like,
Yeah.
It's just weird because my favorite version of Penguin is easily from Gotham.
So far, yeah. I don't want to hear anything, Adrian, so don't say anything. But
I enjoyed that version. I wouldn't say anything about him being my favorite because he was not like the best part about that character was he wasn't the Penguin at all. That's why it was so entertaining.
he was Oswald Cobblepot.
Yeah, totally different guy.
The crime background and like the wealthiness and stuff like that. Like
Yeah, but his actions and the way he conducted himself was not
His version of
Penguin.
Oswald throughout that show
was great.
is one of the best examples of an origin story I've ever seen in anything.
yes.
Because
Totally.
I cared about that character way more after Gotham than I ever did before.
Like he
would
walked
agree.
awkwardly because his feet were got
Yeah.
fucked up, and that's
Wait,
what
'cause she,
made
like,
him
broke
walk
his
like
leg?
a penguin.
Yeah.
And it made him walk like a penguin. And shit. But yeah, that was a really good take on the character. It was interesting to watch.
But we aren't talking about Gotham. I
Yeah,
apologize.
because the rest of it was hot garbage.
I was just staying quiet for that portion.
Well, that's not true. Harvey Bullock was awesome.
All right. We're not talking about Gotham. Fuck Gotham.
Thank
That's
you.
all. That's all pre-Batman. Who gives a shit about that?
Mike likes basic cable shows. So let's
He
just leave it
does.
at that.
Look, he likes Burn Notice, so we're not talking about Gotham.
Yeah, exactly.
Who the fuck watches Burn Notice? Yeah, the beginning of Batman Returns is really fucked up.
It is. It's
Like,
really
that-
fucking crazy.
When they
Doesn't-
just throw the baby in the fucking river in the carriage.
Yeah, just to like protect their family image. They're like, oh my god, he's fucking hideous. Do you guys know the time jump between Batman and Batman Returns? Is it just Christmas like of the same year?
It can't be.
I don't think so. It's got to
Right.
be at least a year or so later.
Yeah, because Bruce Wayne in the second one feels like a lot darker. Like he's shorter
don't
with
know.
Alfred, and I don't know if it's like the shit he went through with the first one with Vicky, and
I mean, he definitely wants to fuck Selena
Man,
Kyle.
I don't.
Oh, for sure.
Well, yeah, me too.
Meow. Michelle Pfeiffer kicks ass.
Michelle
my
Pfeiffer's-
favorite Selena Kyle.
Michelle Pfeiffer is still my favorite.
Well,
Selena
okay, I
Kyle.
haven't seen the new Batman, but up till now, my favorite Selena Kyle is by
Yeah.
far Batman, fucking Dark Knight Rises. But
What, Anne Hathaway?
yeah, she fucking killed it.
I preferred Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah,
you know?
Michelle's still my girl for that one.
Yeah.
That and Halle Berry.
I think that-
of course.
Oh my god.
No, but
I've never watched that movie.
Don't
I forget
waste
it
your time.
exists. But I think I have this feeling that Zoe Kravitz is going to become my favorite Selena Kyle. So
Yeah,
that's why I said that.
I've already accepted that, and I haven't even seen the movie yet.
Yeah, I know. Just from the trailers, man.
Yeah,
But Mike was mentioning something about the second movie and like the aesthetic.
yeah, but
Like-
we don't talk to Mike, so let's move on to that.
Wait, when did this start?
Mike, when did you get here?
Just now.
Wow.
The first Batman movie compared to this one, if you couldn't tell from the style alone, this was like the studio not interfering as much and just telling Tim
Yeah.
Burton, like, make your movie. The first one, they had more demands. This one, they're like, you know what? Do whatever the fuck you want to do.
That's why this one was a little more twisty, turny, and weird.
Oh, yeah.
That's why there was a big ass fucking duck that the penguin came out of that made zero fucking sense.
Hey, you can't say 0 cents. You just can't understand Tim Burton's fucked up, dumb vision. I mean, you just don't
didn't
understand
get
his vision.
Okay, Mike, you don't get it.
It's called Duck
It's
1
called
inch to the
it's
left.
called art.
Also-
Mike.
Also,
1 inch to the left.
where were they under a zoo in that movie? His lair was it under a zoo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that kind of
That-
makes sense where all the fucking penguins came from.
He
Because
lived
I'm
with
like,
the penguins,
where are
bro.
these? Like, where the fuck are these penguins from in the fucking Gotham City?
He
They,
lived
they
with
show them
in the
go
zoo.
into like the penguin.
Yeah,
exhibit
I
thing, and then they
remember
come
the
back.
final. I knew the end.
Fuck, I remember that.
No,
even
well,
though
I
haven't
know.
seen that
I know
movie.
at the
It's just-
end, like you see the zoo and shit blowing up. So I thought, because my thought throughout the entire process of the movie is like, where the fuck are these penguins coming from? But
It helps when you look at the movie and not your phone screen. So
oh, well,
Oh,
hey,
that's how
at least-
that works.
At least I didn't fall asleep watching that movie like I did Batman and Robin.
How could you fall asleep during Batman and Robin?
Well, sometimes you get sensory overload and you just like your body shuts down. Like
is
there's
that
just
why I fell asleep to every Indiana Jones ever made?
There is such a thing as too much good.
I'm starting my own podcast about Indiana Jones and Batman and Robin.
Man, you'll
It's a
have,
very niche market, but
your two listeners will be fucking excited.
they'll be like, did you hear?
And one of them accidentally subscribed and it downloads automatically.
They've never actually.
And one of them's me.
the other one's you.
Hey, he's talking about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull again.
Oh,
It sucked.
Suck, bro.
That's my podcast.
movie
Random-
sucks, bro.
There's no way you could survive an explosion by getting inside a refrigerator.
I don't know.
Nuclear.
If Nokia made the fridge, maybe.
That's okay. Yeah.
Hey,
Damn.
Yeah, now
I'll
we're
give you
talking.
Wait, what if the fridge was just made out of old Nokia track phones?
There you go.
It definitely will protect you then.
That's recycling.
No,
We're
you
green
can't
on this
recycle those
You can't
things.
recycle
They're,
them. You can't.
they're
destroy them.
indestructible.
Yeah, they can't be broken down.
Should we start a new podcast called the Nokia Fridge?
They can break Nokia phones down. They just give them to Chuck Norris, and he disassembles them piece by piece.
No, he has to literally transport them to the other realm where they're more weak to the attacks. On this physical plane, they are indestructible. It's just a fact.
And only Chuck Norris can take him to that other plane.
Dude, you have to get with the times. It's not Chuck Norris anymore. It's Joe Burrow now. Joe Burrow's the new Chuck Norris.
Who the fuck is Joe Burrow?
Quarterback for the Bengals.
It's a football thing. You wouldn't get it.
Yeah, he's become like the new Chuck Norris, like, you know, does push-ups, pushes the world down, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it was Tim Tebow. It was Tim Tebow for a while.
You know that was originally Mr. T, right?
Was he the one
Yeah,
that,
but
like...
nobody cares about Mr. T. So.
That's where the jokes originated, was Mr. T.
I pity the
shit.
fool. Yeah, he would say shit like that.
Yeah, but, you know, Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Mr. T was in it.
It's a holiday staple. It's definitely a very...
I disagree with that, but we'll go with that.
Not to mention Christopher Walken's in it. Which
Yes,
who
Matt
doesn't
Shrek.
love Christopher Walken?
Not in every movie.
He pushes Selena Kyle out the window like a fucking psychopath.
He does. It's true.
I do
That's
love
funny.
that part where he like pretends like he's not going to do it, and she's like, "Oh, you had me there for a second." Then he does it. He's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, fuck you, bitch."
They share like the nervous laughter, and then he just fucking pushes her.
He's like, "Ha, ha." "No, I wasn't lying."
I think Selena Kyle probably has the best like character progression in that entire movie. Like, there's not the thing about the Tim Burton movies, and even to an extent the to a big extent the Joel Schumacher movies. Well, Batman Forever, I would say, is the first movie that they actually try to give Bruce like some more detailed backstory and like a development throughout the movie. So I give Schumacher credit for that one.
I think Kilmer killed it as Bruce.
Yeah, I think he was pretty good. Yeah, I do. Bruce Wayne, doesn't really get much of a character
Val Kilmer
arc in
should
the first.
never be involved with Batman.
Yeah, see,
for
I didn't
anything
like
ever.
Val Kilmer at all.
I liked him as Bruce.
I honestly, his my favorite part about him in that whole movie was the exchange between him and Edward Nygma before he becomes the Riddler.
Oh yeah, when Edward Nygma wants to be him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime I think about that movie, I forget Val Kilmer's even in it, and I watch it. I just don't watch it for Batman. I watch it for.
I actually
true.
have gone back to rewatches of Batman movies, and it gets to the third one, and I'm like, oh, right, Val Kilmer was Batman. I try to block it out because he is my least favorite Bruce, my least favorite Batman of all of them.
Oh, he's worse than Clooney.
Over George Clooney?
Over George
No,
Clooney.
Clooney's worse. Clooney's
Yeah,
my
it's
bad.
George
I was gonna
Clooney.
say,
I
awful.
don't like Val Kilmer.
George Clooney played the same character in ER that he played in the fucking Batman movie.
Val Kilmer is the second worst Batman.
Let me clear something up for you here. Dog shit, Clooney, Kilmer. They're not good.
You are so fucking wrong. That's not even an opinion. You are
Nah.
wrong.
Worst Batman was Adam
That's
West,
fine.
hands down.
Oh,
There's
okay,
no
Adam
fucking
West.
argument to
I
even
forgot
be
about
made.
Adam West.
There's not a fucking sentence you could construct
you
in
should.
English language that could fucking sway my opinion.
But that Robin from the 60s is great.
Adam West.
Burt Ward.
Burt Ward.
That's
yeah.
right. I always forget his name. Burt
He's still
Ward.
alive, man. He was in the crossover event.
Holy shit, Batman. Oh, wait. That's just saying holy shit.
Was that Batman Forever or Batman and Robin where they actually tried to make Robin do the holy something Batman?
It was Batman. It was Batman Forever. They're on that
like a
island.
Mount Cliff or a...
Yeah, they're on the island. He's like, holy or like what the hell, he's a holy metal Batman, and he's like,
Yeah.
what? Like he actually says, what? Like, that makes no sense. He's like, well, it's rusted and there's holes in the metal.
That's so terrible. I fucking hate that.
Yeah, that's the entirety of the old Adam West shit show.
I think that was the joke. Like they were trying to show
Of
you how
course.
stupid it was,
Yeah.
which they didn't realize how stupid those movies were.
The funny part is, as much as I hate the 60s Batman, I love every single parody thing I've ever seen of that Batman.
Yeah.
Every time they make fun of it in anything, I laugh my ass off.
Yeah.
I actually get a kick out of the joke they make with the holy metal or whatever.
Yeah,
as well.
I actually really enjoyed it too. When I
was like,
because
yes, call out that pile of shit.
I didn't notice it, when I was a kid because I never seen the '60s Batman when I was a kid.
Oh,
So my watch through this time, and I heard that I was like, wait, he did the thing.
Dude, I grew
did
up
the
watching Linda Carter's Wonder Woman, fucking Lou Ferrigno's Hulk, and fucking Adam West Batman because my mom made me watch all the fucking old, like all the oldest shows, like HR Puff and stuff, and Lidsville and everything.
Do you guys remember when comic book stuff sucked?
It didn't always.
I mean, To some of us, it never sucked, but
I just mean like the movies. Like
movies,
most
yes,
of the,
you're right about that. But and they made like a bunch of like Fantastic Four and Captain America and Thor movies in the like 80s and 90s that were just
Yeah.
let's be fair. There's
terrible.
never been a good
The
Fantastic
Hulk
Four
TV
movie.
show and
Hulk
the
was
Wonder
great.
Woman TV show were both solid, and they're
Yeah.
from like the fucking 70s.
That's true. Lou Ferrigno did pretty decent job.
No, that show was
Lou Ferrigno's
fantastic.
great. And,
I would still sit down and watch that entire series.
he
Beginning to end,
still
no
did
problem.
the voice up until Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, Lou Ferrigno was still involved with the Hulk all the way up until this. Yeah,
He actually cameoed.
he
in the
cameoed
first two.
in the Edward Norton movie too, and he was still jacked.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He cameoed in both the Hulk and the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah,
Didn't he participate in like World's Strongest Man or some shit like that?
If he
I
didn't, he
don't
should
know.
have.
Damn it! If we should have waited for that because we could have transitioned that to Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, but so do you guys know who was the other casting choice to play the Riddler in this movie?
who?
Robin Williams.
That fits a little
That
better.
probably wouldn't have been bad.
They dangled that carrot in front of him twice.
That fits a little better, and it almost makes me think that that's why they made the Riddler's little animatronic like fortune teller thing.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like Robin Williams a little bit. Like
Yeah.
maybe that was like a thrown in there thing. or
Like the
something.
one wearing the full Riddler costume, like with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hat.
So my question, did Robin Williams turn it down both times, or what happened?
No, so unfortunately,
Yeah, he's a nerd,
what-
dude. He would have taken it for sure.
yeah, no, what really sucks for him is that both times they literally used him to get their first choice. They
Oh.
they
wow.
auditioned him and then they told Jack Nicholson and Jim Carrey, like, hey, if you're not going to do it, we're just going to cast Robin Williams. So they took the parts. So
Oh.
Robin Williams got fucked 2 times.
Oh, that way they didn't have to offer them more money for the part.
Exactly.
It was just like it's either take it or you don't get it.
And they knew that Robin would take it, so they.
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Okay, that
Absolutely.
makes sense.
I wouldn't. Yeah, that's probably common, honestly, tactic.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
For a name like him, that's probably like, holy fuck, did you just do that to Robin Williams?
There's actually a skit with Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio, and fucking who was the other actor? It was another huge big name actor, and it was a comedy skit where they sit down because they thought they were both going to be this part in the movie, and it turned out that he wanted to have lunch with both of them at the same time.
They're
to decide
competing
which
for-
one. And yeah, and at first like, oh no, I'm not going to compete. But then they started to like, wait, no, oh, he's competing. It just escalated. And that's what it makes me think of.
Yeah, that makes me think of like fucking. I was watching this thing and like Tim Burton. It's an interview with Tim Burton, and they're talking about Batman Forever. And he said, "We're about a half hour into our meeting." And they're like, "Yeah, but don't you want to go work on like a smaller project?" He's like, "You guys don't want me to do this movie, do you?" And then Joel Schumacher said like he had lunch with Tim Burton because they're friends. He said he wouldn't have accepted it without his blessing. So Tim Burton obviously said, "Yeah, do whatever you want, man. Take it."
Yeah, because Tim Burton was supposed to get a third one.
Yeah. And
You
it's just,
guys don't want me to do this. Dude.
when he says that in the interview, I was laughing like, "You guys don't want me to do this movie, do you?" And they're like, "No, it's not that." It's like that's exactly what it is.
That's beautiful.
I think if he had gotten a third movie, it just would have been claymation.
It would have just went all the way back.
What's this?
to-
What's this? There's batarangs in the air. What's this? A bat cave over there.
All right.
No, but that'd be kind of cool. I'd watch a fucking.
A Batman musical by Tim Burton.
I would watch that. Yeah.
I would too.
With Will Arnett as the voice.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Can I please?
Men.
Lego Batman.
Can I please put in there that Will Arnett, Zach Galifianakis as the Joker, and
Yeah.
Michael Cera as Dick Grayson is great in the Lego Batman movies.
Oh yeah, yeah. Lego
Really?
Batman's hilarious.
We really won't talk about it, but the Lego Batman movie is actually really good.
I mean, you guys can talk about it. I've never seen it.
I enjoyed it very thoroughly.
The funny thing is, I've never even actually watched the Lego movie, but I know Will Arnett was a character in there. So then they made a full length Lego movie,
Yeah.
and he came back. And I love the Lego
It's
Batman movie.
fantastic.
And dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, one of my favorite jokes ever is in the Lego Batman movie. they go to Arkham Asylum and they're like passing a bunch of cages, and Zach Galifianakis is in this blimp talking about all the villains that he's going to unleash on Gotham.
Yeah.
And he's going through a list of like really obscure weird ones, and at the end he goes, Condiment Man, and he goes, really, he's real, look it up.
Like that's an actual villain.
Yeah, really, he's real, look it up.
We're in a world with Calendar Man. Don't count anything out.
Oh, dude, Condiment Man is so much worse. He was in like 2 episodes of the 90s Batman animated series.
That is why everybody, they make fun of Flash villains, but like Batman has just as many campy villains
He
too.
does.
Yeah.
They just stop using them after when
Exactly.
they really don't work. Whereas
They're
other
meant
characters
to be, They're
don't.
meant to be punching bags, and that's
I
it.
wish they would stop rebooting the series so I could actually, if a movie could pull off any of these obscure villains, that would be awesome to see.
Like, yeah, like
Right.
you probably don't even know that there's a character called the Mad Hatter that's actually a
yeah,
serious
I
villain.
know.
Yeah,
I only
he's
know that
great.
because of the game.
No, he's
Oh,
he's
okay.
Oh, that's
he's
right, he's in there.
fantastic. He's
Yeah.
awesome in the animated series too.
All of these other villains, I only know from Arkham games. I'm not going to know like I know Calendar Man and all them because of Arkham.
Who's super slept on that I can't believe hasn't been in a movie yet is Clayface. He's fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's a
That character,
great
that
villain.
character's very deep.
I
in
want
it.
him and Solomon Grundy in a fucking
Solomon
live
Grundy
action
would be
movie.
great.
Is Clayface the one that can like make himself look like other people?
He's kind of like Sandman.
Yeah, he's
fucking
like
he,
Sandman.
he was an
From
he was
Marvel.
an actor who like
Yes.
could transform himself into anybody really.
Again, Arkham.
Yeah.
Well, wait, that's Chameleon.
What? Isn't Clayface?
No,
Wasn't
Clayface
an
was a
actor?
giant pile of sludge.
Chameleon was an actor who likes to play other roles and
wait,
like
Fuck.
terrorize
Clayface
people.
could definitely turn himself into
Clayface
things, though, but
could
it
make
just
him
didn't
look like
hold.
people.
If
He
he
wasn't-
get wet
I
or
don't think he was
anything,
an
like,
actor.
and
Oh, I
if you
see.
touch him and stuff, they would know because
It's all right.
like he'd still be the same.
The Flash
He's still made of
has
clay.
a villain just like Clayface, but he's called Tar Pit.
Flash has a lot. King Shark, rip off Killer Croc, fucking.
Yeah.
We could go down this list, but I don't want to upset you, Mike.
Except King Shark is better than Killer Croc.
Is King Shark from Flash?
Did
Yeah.
you just say
Yeah.
King Shark was better than Killer Croc? King Shark sucks dick, dude.
I love him in the new Suicide Squad.
Bird.
The live action King Sharks have been better than anything live action.
Yes.
Croc.
That's
but
fair.
overall, Croc is way better.
He's just a better character.
Has there been a live action Croc?
Yeah, in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Oh
Horrible.
Yeah, he's actually supposed to be in Suicide Squad, but now King Shark's in Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
in his place.
yeah.
Most of the Flash villains, not all of them, but most of them have been copied.
Captain Cold, Mr. Freeze.
Captain Cold was actually first before
I
Mr.
know.
Freeze.
And he's
So-
fine. I like Captain Cold and Mirror Master.
Plus, Wentworth Miller is great in that role.
Wentworth Miller killed it, and then the new 52 made Captain Cold even better of a character. So
And we'll save the rest of that conversation for Flash episodes before we get you into it.
That'll be a 3-man episode without Adrian.
Yeah. Or maybe a one-man.
I will
special.
not be
We'll find
there.
out.
A 1-man episode with just Mike.
Just talking about.
Yeah, just let Mike go off for like a half
Because
hour.
he'll
45
start
minutes.
talking about that actor, then he'll talk about fucking that shitty show Prison Break.
no,
God damn it.
Listen, no,
Can we get off this fucking train?
I couldn't even finish Prison Break. It was not. It show's boring to me.
You literally recommended it to me like 6 months ago. You're like, it's so. If you like Wentworth Miller, you have to watch Prison
The first
Break.
season was good, but after that, it just kind of went downhill.
Wow, Doug, he tried to fuck you.
Oh man, show sucks.
You know what you guys should watch is this new Chips movie.
God damn it!
It's Mike's favorite movie.
And Mike loves that movie.
Yeah, it's.
I say one good fucking thing about that movie, and it's somehow my favorite movie.
It
and
becomes the
it's
joke
forever recorded for the
forever.
annals
We didn't
of
make it your
history.
favorite movie.
But
Mike.
anyway, when we were talking about Clayface, Doug said something about Sandman. So can we talk about Spider-Man 3? Here's the
No.
thing about
No, that is the thing though. Like the picture Sandman just made of clay, and he can morph himself.
Yeah.
he morphs into other people other than just himself at times.
No, the real reason I made that joke though about Spider-Man 3 is because we forgot to talk about Danny Elfman's score in the Tim Burton movies, which
Oh, yeah.
which
Oh,
is
God,
fucking
yeah.
excellent.
Those are my
Yeah.
favorite things of those movies.
I
Absolutely.
didn't think to say that.
I just wanted to get that in there real quick because we didn't
Those
say
themes
it.
from those two movies like enters my soul. I
yeah,
No
love them
shocker
so
that
much.
Danny Elfman is involved in a Tim Burton project.
yeah. How about that? and as Doug mentioned, also the musical stylings of Prince.
Purple rain.
There's an entire parade at the end where everything's purple.
You know that part at the end where they play
Yeah.
Purple Rain and then Batman comes out in a purple suit and does a flip and the Joker's in purple and then they do a dance number? Oh wait, wrong movie.
Since we're talking about music, can somebody explain to me why "Kiss of a Rose" was used at the end of the fucking? Was it Forever or Batman and Robin?
I think Batman and Robin had Seal, right? Man, that movie had everything.
I just don't. Why was "Kiss of a Rose" in there? What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
It's not fair to give that much greatness to one movie. Like, they should divide it.
I know, Adrian, you might be swaying me.
Yeah.
Guys, watch it again.
When they put songs in movies like that, it's not supposed to be like the lyrics aren't supposed to be taken like hyper literally.
I'm confused.
Like to do. How
How many Batman movies does he have ice skates come out of the bottom of his shoes? Any other one, or is that just Batman and Robin?
Only one.
I forget. Yeah, that's right. I was confused there. How many Batman movies does he slide down a dinosaur like the Flintstones?
That's the problem with Batman and Robin, is he always has the perfect gadget at the exact
He
moment.
does. Thank God I got these ice skates installed in my.
And please, can we not forget that he fucking snowboarded on the side of a rocket ship door?
Oh yeah, and then he says "Cowabunga." That part was kind of cool.
Yeah. Was it Batman Forever or Batman and Robin when he saves those people and just like leaves them on the cliffside and then takes off? Like, those people can't climb down and it's snowing. Like,
that sounds like I think that's from Forever.
they're gonna die. Like,
That's from Forever.
Batman saves them, but then
Which one was it when he tried to give Robin the speech about not going down the dark path and shit?
That's Forever. That's Forever.
And that you
Forever.
just can't take it remotely seriously.
Yeah, that's
It's
Forever.
You know why
Yeah.
you can't take it remotely serious? Because it's Val Kilmer. Who fucking cares?
And whoever the fuck played Robin, I can't remember.
Chris O'Donnell.
I don't think I just can't place him in anything else.
That's the one thing about these movies. Like, the actors never change except for Batman.
That's true.
He's the only actor that changed in all four of those movies.
And the reason earlier I brought up the joking about like the extended Burton cut is there actually is an extended Batman Forever Schumacher cut.
Yeah,
Why?
people are actually trying to get him to find it and release it.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it dives deeper into like Bruce's childhood trauma and stuff. I thought a pretty cool moment was like, I guess he finds his dad's journal and like he spent all these years blaming himself for taking his parents to the theater, but he sees a final entry that he never read before. And it was like his dad saying, like, they were going to the theater regardless, but they wanted to go see Zorro. So they said, Bruce's cartoon will have to wait till next week. So he's at the end, he realizes like it wasn't his fault that his parents were killed, which is pretty cool. It's like emotional levity, you know?
Yeah.
Which we would not have been able to take seriously because it was Val Kilmer.
Yeah, exactly, right? But
And
like
I don't think that ever happened.
But like I said, Forever did at least try to give him like an arc from the beginning of the movie to the end. Maybe if it was a better actor, it would have.
I liked Chris O'Donnell better than I liked Val Kilmer.
Chris O'Donnell wasn't terrible in Forever.
No, he was not.
Batman and Robin, he was bad. They were all bad. But
The only problem with Chris O'Donnell's Dick Grayson is Dick Grayson wasn't really that off the handles, and
He was at first. He was.
okay at first, but Chris O'Donnell is too old to be that young version of Dick Grayson.
He should have been like Nightwing. Like honestly,
He should have been more like
I was gonna say, like we always like we see Dick Grayson as Nightwing, and we just see him being like the fucking like center point of the fucking DC.
We should have saw
and-
Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Nightwing.
Yes.
Funny that you said the Nightwing thing, though, because they actually make a joke about that when he's asking, what should you name me? What should my sidekick name be?
Yeah.
And he mentions Nightwing.
oh, he says Nightwing.
They throw stuff in there like that, which
Yeah,
is cool.
Nightwing is the fully grown. I'm a better Batman than Batman because I'm not fucking crippled by like this horrible fucking emotional baggage.
Yeah, he kind of goes off on his own and has like Oracle helping him and shit. Like,
He's actually considered like the center point of the DC universe. He's supposed to be the character that everyone that reads comics can relate to. He's the everyman.
not only can relate to, but who everybody wants to take the Batman mantle
Yeah.
when Batman eventually is not written anymore.
The
which probably never
Batmantle?
happened.
Yeah.
See what I did?
Batman.
See what I did there is I combined two words.
That
to
was
make
such
it
a
short.
funny joke that you just made. And it was funny because Adrian combined two words and made it one word.
Yeah, the Batmantle.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike, you look confused.
All you did, he didn't combine two words. He just put them together.
No, as Corey said, Batman
Yeah.
mantle and Batmantle.
Yeah. See, Mike, what you don't understand is that he
Mike,
took
he
two
combined
words
two
and
words.
combined them together.
See, Mike.
I
Here's
think
Mike. Here's what I
Bantle would have been
did.
better.
Here's what I did, Mike. I took man and I took mantle.
I saw.
He's just not getting it, guys. How can we explain
Okay, you don't get it.
That you don't get it is staying in.
I mean, definitely the Schumacher movie is a complete shift in tone. That was partly due to him, partly due to the studios because they wanted to make something that appealed to kids. Obviously, those two later movies were just all about fucking selling toys. It was so damn obvious.
Sex and toys.
They made everything so easily a toy in those movies.
Like every character had so many different costumes just so they could like.
But
sell
no one
different
had better
toys.
costumes than Jim Carrey.
Oh my god.
Jim Carrey had like 15 outfits throughout that movie.
They were fucking
I feel like
outrageous.
they almost designed the toys first and decided, okay, this looks cool. This is what we're going to make the actor wear.
Wasn't that a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 issue? Was they basically designed toys and then made the movie around it, if I'm not mistaken?
Oh, is that right? Yeah, that might be the
Makes
case.
sense.
Man,
That might just be the excuse I gave them in my head. Maybe.
can you imagine? Like video game movies usually suck already, but toy movies?
It's called Toy Story, Mike, and it's really good.
Oh.
God, how dare you shit on all of our childhoods and our listeners?
Okay, so Mike hates Toy Story. Got it.
Yeah, that's
That's
literally
for the
my
internet.
favorite Pixar movie.
Nope, Corey, delete that part out.
Wow, Corey hates Pixar.
I'm deleting that.
I'm deleting that.
I definitely love, dude, I'm fucking obsessed with Pixar.
Just move it around and make me say Mike hates Pixar and
I'll
say
figure
I'm
it
like, yes,
Doug, say it now.
Mike hates Pixar.
There you go. I'll cut that in.
I'm
Right there.
leaving this podcast.
Mike, what I did is I combined man and mantle. I still don't think he's getting it.
Adrian, do you want to start our own podcast?
Can we call it the Bat Mantle?
Adrian's
Yeah.
making fun of you.
I gotta take somebody with me.
Mike said I have to take someone.
Well, we all know when he tries to do projects on his own, it doesn't work out. So.
He's making fun of me the least.
So, Mike, how's your streaming coming?
You know what? I streamed twice in the last 7 days.
Did you really?
Oh, did you do it again?
Yeah, I did.
So, what kind of schedule and time frame is that looking like?
I haven't decided that yet. It's just random at the moment.
Man, every time I lean into a plug opportunity for you, you just throw it away, man.
The channel is called Mike's Nostalgia. Check it out. You can watch older videos, or if I happen to be streaming at the time you check it out, fantastic.
That was a natural sounding plug.
Much more natural.
Yeah, dude.
I also wasn't reading from a script.
Yeah, he's practiced it.
On an actual serious note, we got to get to the Nolan movies. We only
I
have
was
20
just
minutes.
about to ask you if we could get to the Nolan movies.
Whoa, and whoa. I think we're skipping one.
All right, hold on. Wait, just real quick. Adrian, what do you want to say about Batman and Robin?
So this was your guys' plan all along, huh? snub Batman and Robin, right?
Fuck Batman and Robin, dude.
Listen, Bat Nipples, we can't talk about this movie too much.
Here, Adrian, I have an idea for a new segment.
No,
for
we
you.
can
Do your
move
supercut
on.
of things you hate about this Batman and Robin. Go.
Nothing.
Just-
You said things I hate?
All right. Oh, cool. Perfect. Hey, guys, we can move on to the Nolan movies now. He did his supercut.
I'm gonna have to do a goddamn YouTube video about Batman and Robin. just that one.
Adrian, where could we see something like that?
Yeah, I'm curious.
So if you guys want to see, by the time this comes out, I should have the Batman review out, and I will be ranking all the live action Batman movies, minus the Adam West one because I don't give a fuck. That's last.
It doesn't count.
But I'll be doing
Spoiler alert.
Burton, Schumacher, Nolan, the Batman, Matt Reeves, and then I guess I'll be doing Batman versus Superman because Batman's in the title, but not the Justice League movies.
That's fair.
And you can find those at Baker Reviews. And I guess we're not talking about Batman and Robin. Fuck.
No.
That was literally the most excited I was for this podcast.
Now let's talk.
Well, okay, what do you want to talk? Okay, can we give him 5 minutes?
Wax lips are immune to your
We're
charms.
going to give Adrian the floor. None of us are going to say anything.
We're going to give Adrian 5 unsolicited minutes to talk about
5
this
minutes.
5 minutes.
You get to say whatever you want about this movie for the next 5 minutes, and we'll just listen. Go.
All right. Now, it's time for
movie.
Adrian's
So Batman
story time.
Begins. That's such a good movie.
It's time for Adrian's story time. This is why Batman and Robin is maybe the best Batman movie ever created.
Oh, God.
You have an all-star cast, right? You have just such a deep storyline, right? You have Batgirl, who the world has been clamoring for. Doug is dead.
Here's the disgusting ass part. It is a huge lineup of actors. That's not a lie.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big names.
And
in
they
this
all
fucking movie.
bring
Yeah.
it.
A huge lineup of actors that crippled their
And
careers.
they all
and-
shit the bed.
The story actually isn't terrible if it was, acted right.
Arnold only got paid $25 million for that movie.
Damn, dude.
And that's a fucking
Oh.
crime in itself.
So you're saying he didn't just take it for a check? He really cared about that role.
He cared. Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy team up, even though their ideas completely contradict each other. So it makes no sense. He wants to freeze the city. She wants plants to grow. So that's
Poison
not going to work.
Yeah, Poison Ivy literally won't work with men.
He has a
either.
giant diamond that's worth more money than any money in all of Gotham's banks, but he's trying to hold the city ransom for money. Okay, that's brilliant. We have the best version of Bane that's ever been put to screen. I mean, what else do you want me to say? George Clooney, maybe his best movie of all time. Batman and Robin slide down a dinosaur like the Flintstones.
Okay, I do have to interrupt your 5 minutes to say one thing. I have to say one thing about George Clooney because you
Yeah.
can't just do him dirty like that. Because
Yeah.
The Men Who Stare at Goats is the best George Clooney movie.
No, George
That is a
Clooney's.
great movie.
It is.
Oh, I love George Clooney.
Yeah.
Oh, brother, where art thou?
I also
Yeah.
love
George Clooney's
Ocean's
fantastic.
11 and Ocean's 13.
Yes.
They're okay.
No, I love George Clooney, but he's never better than Batman and Robin. If you want to see peak Clooney, this is the movie for you.
The Cloontang.
If you want to see the best Arnold Schwarzenegger movie up there with Jingle All the Way, this is the movie for you.
The Jingle All the Way is actually a great movie. Like, let's not do that dirty.
If you want to see an Uma Thurman movie even better than Kill Bill, this is the movie for you.
Fuck you. I'm
I'm not happy about that at all.
Holy fuck.
If
Kill Bill is my favorite Tarantino movie.
So it's up there with my super ex-girlfriend.
Well, that's pretty good too.
Yeah, Luke Wilson killed it.
This is the angriest I've been, and it's because you insulted Kill Bill like that. I fucking love Kill Bill.
Batman has every gadget you would ever need in this. Fucking Alicia Silverstone Alfred just lets her in the back. Alfred lets everybody in the fucking Batcave in these
So
movies.
fucking
Yeah,
horrible.
come on in. The party just started. You
Dude,
gotta download-
Alfred has no chill.
Robin snuck in. Okay.
That's true.
Master Wayne loves it when you pull his mask off in the cave. Just do it.
Doesn't Arnold Schwarzenegger have the cure or something like for Alfred's sickness in the movie? Isn't that what's
No, The
happening
Cure
there?
is a band.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Friday I'm in love.
Friday I'm in love. Yeah, Bruce Wayne buys Alfred tickets to the cure.
I thought that was a misplaced scene. I thought it was weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
Well, it was his dying wish.
They showed the whole fucking concert. I thought that was really weird.
He said, Friday I'm in love and Saturday I'm dead, Mr. Wayne. Because I'm actually fucking sick.
The best part is the band The Cure didn't even exist when this movie was out. So he was really giving them good tickets, man. You couldn't even.
We went and saw a garage band called The Cure, and they ended up. This movie made The Cure. That's what we're trying to say.
Bro,
These are all 100% true facts.
Alicia Silverstone is in a motorcycle gang, okay? This movie kicks fucking ass. I don't know why Schumacher didn't get the trilogy. I'll never know.
Never mind. The Cure has existed since 1987.
Oh,
I was going to say, I thought The Cure was around for
No,
longer than that.
78. My bad.
my God.
1978.
Oh God, they were definitely around.
my one and only fun fact I have for this, I already said part of it. Schwarzenegger got paid $25 million for this movie. He made 27 puns, so he almost got $1 million per pun.
Jesus.
Dude, the movie was nothing but puns.
Do you know what he needed to do with those puns? He needed to chill.
He needed to.
God. Okay, I'd like to initiate that vote again, guys. I vote to vote Mike off the podcast. All in favor?
Wait, you're gonna let me stay after my Batman and Robin?
No, Adrian appreciated that pun.
I
Yeah,
hate
yeah.
puns, dude.
All
I know
right.
you do.
I know,
All right,
everybody.
Corey, the host. Because we don't have a lot of time. Let's talk about the trilogy that didn't live up to Batman and Robin. But
Okay.
Oh my God.
Final
It was
analysis
decent.
on Batman and Robin. It fucking sucked.
Final analysis on everything before the pre-Nolan
Adrian, we
movies.
gave you
They had
5
their
minutes to
moments.
make your argument. You failed. Let's move on.
Whoa!
I don't know. After those 5 minutes, I might be sold.
Everything.
I can keep
Nolan,
going. I can keep going.
They had their moments. One of them stands out. One of them is my
Batman
guilty
and
pleasure. No, it's Forever. But
Batman and Robin is my guilty pleasure, and it stands out.
Forever is my
It's the
guilty
worst.
pleasure, and it stands out.
As the worst. Hey, edit that out. Edit that out. I didn't say that.
The last thing I want to say is the wax lips wouldn't have fucking worked. That was so
No,
ridiculous.
that's-
They're
no
immune
shit.
to her charms. They
That's
are
so fucking
immune
ridiculous.
to her charms. It's like you're not getting it. You guys don't even get what the movie was about.
Yeah, Poison Ivy doesn't know how to use
It's about
tongue.
friendship.
Adrian. Joel Schumacher didn't know what the movie was about.
Wait, who's
Val
that?
Kilmer didn't know what the movie was about.
Well, it's because he wasn't in it.
Immune to her charms.
Clooney, whatever.
You guys act like that's a plot hole. You guys act like that's a plot hole, okay? It's not a plot hole. He explains it.
Like I feel like you could cut Val Kilmer's Batman scenes and
Yeah.
just put him into the George Clooney moments and let him say the same words and it would still fit.
Yeah.
Mike,
It probably would.
speaking of the Batman card, did you notice when you were watching it the expiration date on it?
I did not.
It says forever.
Oh my god.
It never expires.
So was that supposed to be a dig at Val Kilmer?
I don't know. I hope not, because Clooney's fucking sucked ass in such a great movie. I mean, otherwise.
Adrian almost told his true feelings on this.
No, he did say it by accident once. That movie sucks.
Cut-
He said, "Wait,
cut
edit
that,
that
cut
out."
that,
You know, the sad part is the bat nipples actually showed up in Forever first.
They did. They did. Bat nipples were in forever.
All right, now that we're past the slapsticky fun pun bullshit, let's get to a serious trilogy of Batman movies that I, for one, am such a huge fucking fan of that I watch them almost every year.
One of the first movies that I watched with Corey when he moved into my place when he came back from Kansas was The Dark Knight.
Corey, how many times did you see The Dark Knight in theaters?
I saw The Dark Knight in theaters 5 times.
5 times, okay.
See, I only saw it 4 times, but I saw it 7 times before I saw it in theaters.
Nice. I waited until it came out 2 days before my birthday, so I waited to see it until I was in theaters. And the first time I went and saw it, we ended up showing up a little too late. I was in like the front row in the bottom right,
Oh,
so I had to stare up at it the whole
Oh,
time.
that's
so
terrible.
I went back
Hey.
like 2 days later.
That was me. When I first saw it, I was in the bottom left, though.
Nice.
Wait, were you guys at the same theater?
Maybe
Not
saw it
sitting, not
together.
we're
sitting together.
both sitting there cricking our
with
necks
our
together.
powers combined, we could just see one whole movie screen.
And that's why Mike and I didn't see each other leaving the theater because our heads were stuck in different directions.
like fucking Michael Keaton.
Hey, yeah, I'm picturing it's one of those moments where you see each other in line and at different points, and you're both like, "Oh fuck, is here." Like you're trying to avoid each other.
That's going to happen Sunday.
We're going
Hey,
together.
Sunday,
We're going together.
Sunday.
We're all going to avoid each other. Oh,
What are you guys going to see?
The Batman.
Man.
The Notebook 2, The Notebook inning.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, let's get into these.
Yeah, I want to talk about these.
These are phenomenal movies, and I really hope Matt Reeves lives up to these because Christopher Nolan did these very well. And Matt Reeves is only starting, and from what I hear from everybody, including Adrian, is this is amazing, and it's a much better start than Batman Begins, even though I love Batman Begins.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything but perfect scores for the new one. So
Yeah.
I refuse to watch any reviews. On it.
Yeah, I won't watch anything.
Is it weird that kind of scares me?
Well, there was nothing but good reviews for Spider-Man when he went and he came out saying he was disappointed. So
Yeah.
Disappointed. Well, hold on. I don't
Adrian,
have.
here's what we're gonna do. When me and Mike go see it,
It'll be our second. That'll be my second time.
We're gonna start a message group in Discord.
Just like we did with Spider-Man.
where me,
Yeah.
Adrian, and Mike will talk about it till Doug can see it. And if Mike says he was disappointed, Adrian, we're starting our own.
Yeah, just kick him.
Where our groups are just going to get smaller and smaller.
I can't go through that aggression anymore.
I don't have huge expectations for this like I did the Spider-Man.
Guys,
movie.
listen. I have 3 separate Discord messagings. The one's called Talking Shit on Doug, Talking Shit on Corey, Talking Shit on Mike, and the other 2 are in all of the other ones.
Wait. Why am I in the talking shit on Mike one though?
No, Adrian, that would be hilarious if you started one talking shit on Mike and added Mike to it.
Boom. Mic drop.
Wait, so we are dropping Mike? We are dropping Mike then.
So is Mike voted out? Is that
Mike said Mike drop. So
Oh shit, Mike, you vote. Wait, me and Corey voted for you, so you were the tiebreaker.
damn, Mike voted for himself.
Why, Mike?
Well, you should edit this out, but next episode that we record, I should just take like the first 20 minutes and not speak.
We are 3 aging millennials.
20 minutes into talking, Mike will do his line and say, "And I'm Mike."
Oh shit! I guess we're 4 aging millennials. My bad.
When I grow up, I want to be a blitzball, and I'm Mike.
Time limit. Movies. Nolan movies.
Oh
Let's
yes,
go.
Nolan movies.
Anyway, Batman Begins was phenomenal. I also saw that one in theaters a few times. Not as many as Dark Knight, but I saw it a few times.
I unfortunately didn't. I don't know how I missed the fucking. This was back when I was like when Batman Begins came out. What year was that?
2005.
Batman Begins was 5 or 6.
So I was only 14 or 15 when that came out.
2005.
Fucking nailed it.
Yeah. Okay. So I was probably only 14 because I didn't turn 15 until the end of 2005. So this was before I really got into comics. Like up to that point, I'd only just watched like the cartoons and shit that we grew up with and movies. So I didn't even know Batman. I just missed that.
I did not know that about you.
Yeah, I know.
I thought you were
right?
always a comic person.
Now I got into it. It was honestly, it was the Nolan movies that really sparked my foray into the comic universe. Like I always liked the stuff, but I didn't read them until then. So I didn't even know of Batman Begins until The Dark Knight came out. I actually saw The Dark Knight first.
Oh,
And then
okay.
my friend was like, you know, Batman Begins exists. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, what? And he's like, yeah, it's a great movie. I was like, you've had this all these years and you never said anything? He's like, oh yeah. So the night before I went to the theater to see it, we actually sat down and watched Begins. And I thought it was just as good as The Dark Knight.
Katie fucking Holmes.
I do have it just below.
I
Dark
don't like
Knight.
her.
I noticed. I do have it just below Dark Knight, but it's so damn close. Cillian Murphy in that movie is so good. He's such a good Dr. Crane. I love him.
I really wish he would have got to be a main villain in one of them.
Me too. I love Cillian Murphy. Like he should have been more of a focus.
And Scarecrow, the way they did the Scarecrow in that movie those movies was
Fun
really
fact.
good.
They did make him more of a focus in the first one.
Fun fact.
Like more so than I thought they would.
Cillian Murphy is the only villain in all 3 movies. Sorry, not Cillian Murphy. Scarecrow.
Yeah, death or exile.
Death by exile.
So death by exile.
I love him so much. He's so good.
The Batman.
Gary Oldman as Gordon is amazing.
Yep.
Yeah. Gordon was finally done right.
I already loved Gary Oldman, but that just cemented him as one of my
There's
favorite
no one
of
on
all
earth
time.
that dislikes Gary Oldman.
No, you're right.
You want to talk about talent? Gary Oldman is amazing.
Yeah, no. So you guys are in agreement, I'm guessing, by the way you're saying it, that Batman Begins is right below The Dark Knight. You guys really enjoy it, right?
I think it's right up there.
Yes.
I feel like Adrian didn't like it.
No, I love Batman Begins.
Yeah, I loved that we actually got to see how he was trained to fight. I loved that.
That's a fucking origin story right there.
Yeah, the origin story that they always did was just like, oh yeah, his parents got murdered in the alleyway. They forgot, like, you know, the fucking decade that he left Gotham for and trained and
And that
learned.
amazing twist that you think Liam Neeson is just like the understudy of Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know who that is.
Shut the hell up. And then you find out that he actually was him the whole time. That's great. That's such a great twist.
I did not like how they said Ra's all the time.
They said that in the movie.
Yeah, I do love that they brought in the League of Assassins, like actually introduced them into like people's
Call
minds.
them the name that they're supposed to be called.
The League of Owls.
The League of Owls.
Isn't that a thing?
It's called the Court of
the
Owls.
League of Shadows, motherfucker.
Isn't that what he said? What'd he say?
He called it the fucking shitty CW name.
The League
I'm
of
not even gonna
Assassins.
repeat it because
okay.
annoys me.
Doug won't even say it.
No, it pisses me off.
Suck it
Every
up!
time.
Jesus.
You see what I did there, Aaron Eckhart, because he's Two-Face. Say it. And see what I did there was I made a reference from a movie.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Two-Face.
No, they're not talking about the superior Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh my god. Let's not backtrack to that bullshit. I didn't like that Ra's al Ghul died.
Yeah, because that's not.
I didn't like
supposed to
that.
happen.
He's supposed to be like eternal.
Nolan purposefully ignored Lazarus Pit.
Isn't that a Marvel movie?
Yeah.
Eternals.
No, Eternals is a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Eternal is Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, he is forever like diamonds and sails.
Isn't
Save Paul
that
Batson.
Batman Forever?
No,
Oh my
no,
God.
it's Ra's al Ghul.
No, we're talking about the Nolan movies.
Oh,
Mike, see what he did was he combined
see what I did there?
man and mantle.
Yes, man.
Into one
See,
word.
Mike, Bat, Mantle. It eliminates the need for the other man.
We're wasting time not talking about the Nolan movies right now.
No, I think I think this is important.
yeah, I really think this
We
is.
have to get this through to you, Mike.
Guys, Mike's not getting it.
He's just, you just don't get it.
You don't get it. Yeah, oh, good.
No, go ahead. Didn't really have a point. Go ahead.
I didn't
Mike.
have a point.
You haven't really said anything about the Nolan movies yet.
I did. I said I love the Scarecrow in those. I think that he was utilized very well. Cillian Murphy kills it. No pun intended there.
Wait, okay, I see what you
Did you
did.
just combine two words to Killian? I think he gets it, guys.
He's almost getting it.
Wait, does he get it?
He gets it.
Has he been fucking with us?
Hey, Mike, he likes it.
Michael Caine was amazing as Alfred. Like we've said before, Alfred has been perfectly cast in like everything.
Though I will say he was one of my least favorite Alfreds, even though he did it really well. Because it was just that Alfred specifically isn't my favorite Alfred.
Just that take on the character?
Yeah. No, like I think the acting was great and the character was great for the movie. It's just that take on the character isn't my favorite rendition of Alfred. I like the old school Butler Alfred from like the old ones, and then I like the real new like kick-ass.
I like the badass Alfred.
Yeah, which I think Michael Caine is supposed to kind of be, but
Yeah,
it never really came
he
through.
He told the story about being an ops
in the Congo.
Yeah,
like
it was just like it didn't fit the character.
Me personally, I don't, because I don't know the lore and the comics. I don't really care for like I love Jeremy Irons, but I don't like his Alfred because he's too much of a badass. He kind of like competes with Batman. Like, dude, you're too badass. Like, I kind of like the sweeter old man.
I'm not a huge fan of his Alfred either.
Yeah,
he was much better in the Snyder cut Justice League, but in Batman vs Superman, he's kind of I don't like him that much.
Yeah.
He's way too confrontational.
Yeah.
What about Morgan Freeman in these movies, though?
Lucius Fox is great.
Yeah, he was great at that role.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman has never done anything wrong in his life. Are you going to talk shit on Bucket List?
No. No.
That's up there with Batman and Robin.
The third best Joker's in that movie.
Wait, yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix is in Bucket
List is a good movie. What the
No, I'm talking shit on the most recent. List? I'm talking shit on the most recent Morgan Freeman movie.
You know what? I don't care. Let's talk about the Nolan movies.
I love how Doug's talking like Mike actually said the Bucket List. Doug's like, "Fuck you! What's wrong with the Bucket List?"
Look, one of my favorite things in any movie is when that guy tries to say he's going to blackmail Bruce Wayne, and Morgan Freeman says, "So you think my client is a vigilante who secretly hunts down bad people in the middle of the night, and your plan is to blackmail this person? Good luck."
I love that.
I want $6 million a year for the rest of my life. So let me get this straight. And what a low ball amount, too.
I know.
Like, you think Bruce would have just paid that and moved on with his life?
I think that was his plan. I think he made it low enough that Bruce would have just been like, whatever, but it would have set him for life.
But I agree. That line that's a killer. That's a killer line.
I think my favorite Lucius Fox moment in those movies was when Bruce showed him the sonar.
And he kind of
was like, I can't agree to this, and he's like, only one man has control of it, and it's you.
Yep.
And he didn't want anything to do with it. And he's
as long as this is here, I won't be.
Yeah, and his faith was rewarded because it self-detonated when he entered his password.
Yeah, he only needed it to find Joker.
Yeah, he had to cross that line for this one specific thing.
Which Batman will cross lines, he just won't kill.
Well,
not that.
Not in these movies.
Well, yeah.
Ben Affleck murdered the shit out of those guys in that warehouse.
Well, at that point, that Batman had just seen so much shit and was just over
that Batman straight up fucking brands people with hot pokers.
He really does.
That Batman's awesome.
He's like fucking Jigsaw.
You saw the fucking fins on his gloves. Those were sharp, and he definitely jabbed them into fuckers. Like,
we're not gonna get super into this, but I'm a huge fan of Batfleck. I love him.
Me too.
I am.
Me too.
I
love him.
That warehouse scene was the greatest fucking live action Batman scene to date.
Best live action Batman.
Well, okay, I can't say I haven't seen the newest live action Batman.
Well, okay, yeah. In the trailer, there is a scene that looks like it's going to be close to that.
The fucking guns lighting up.
The guns lighting him up in the alleyway while he's beating the shit out of
Dude,
him.
all I can think.
It's beautiful
man.
visuals.
All right, yeah, we'll talk about that later. I just want to talk about that movie. So,
You want to talk about it? You want to talk about it? I want to talk about it.
Obviously, The Dark Knight. We don't even really have to talk about that. Everybody fucking loves The Dark Knight.
I think we should talk about it a little bit.
No, I'm saying we don't have to get super into it because
okay.
loves that movie.
Oh yeah, I think it's just universally.
Heath Ledger is Jesus Christ, he was amazing, and I wish he hadn't been taken because even a small part in Dark Knight Rises would have been great.
Yeah,
just like him in a jail cell, like
yeah, I wanted to see him being wheeled into Arkham and like saying some shit about Batman, and
I wanted to sit down between him and Batman that like reminded Batman who he was, to like.
Yeah,
because
like,
Joker's always kind of been that. Like that's I think why he's never taken the
Batman,
Joker out. Because
Batman goes to see him in Arkham all the goddamn time.
Joker, like I think, reminds him of who he never wants to become.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It would have been great in that movie if, while he was trying to find Bane, if he went to see Joker because he found out Joker knows a lot about Bane.
Or after he got his ass beat by Bane, Joker would be like the one to prop him back up. Like that's totally a Batman Joker thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Comics.
Heath Ledger won 32 awards for the Joker, for playing the Joker. 32 awards.
Well, dude gave his life for that role, so
yeah.
He did. He gave his complete mind and sanity for that role.
That is the problem with method acting.
Like method acting.
Yeah.
And that's what scares me is I want to throw a little thing in here. Paul Dano's been saying he's having a hard time sleeping after playing the Riddler. That scares me because that's exactly what Heath Ledger was saying.
And that's why he overdosed on Ambien and died.
So I'm really hoping Paul Dano's getting the help he needs out there because he's a great actor and I don't want to see him go anywhere. Okay, so Dark Knight.
Happy stuff. Yeah.
So many iconic lines from that movie. I can't even go through them all. They're so good. I've seen that movie. I've seen that movie maybe more times than I've seen anything else in my life.
The improvised clapping.
The introduction of Harvey Dent was awesome. Like I think they pulled Harvey Dent off extremely well.
Yes.
The way because they did him a little. Okay, so The Long Halloween is my favorite Batman comic story, which is the origin story of Two-Face, essentially, without going into too much spoiler territory for anyone. So when I first saw Dark Knight and the way they did Harvey Dent, I was a little like, But, well, not when I first saw it, but after I got more into comics and realized, like, they really, really changed his story up, like, so significantly. I was, like, a little, like, off put, but then I remind myself it doesn't have to be the same as the comics. It's allowed to be its own thing.
Right.
And that fixed that for me.
Like, they made you feel for him. Like, they made you actually, like, sympathize, which is brilliant, because I feel like the character of Two-Face should always be that way.
Yeah. Yeah, he was literally the DA White Knight. Like he was supposed to be.
He was,
the voice of Gotham and the hope.
He was who, like Bruce thought he'd be able to give up being Batman just because Harvey Dent existed.
Yeah.
So in Batman Forever, when he was just this grumbling idiot who had acid thrown in his
Wait,
face,
are we talking about Batman Forever?
Nope.
Oh my God! Can we just keep talking?
Shut your ears off for a second.
Oh, okay.
In the worst Batman portrayal ever, Val Kilmer, Batman Forever. No.
What's the actor that played him in Dark Knight?
Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah, Aaron Eckhart. Yeah.
So good.
I've liked him in just about everything I've seen him.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like because there's so many great performances in that movie, I feel like he's the one that always gets overshadowed. I fucking loved Harvey Dent.
He did a movie with Batfleck called Paycheck that is,
I've seen that. Yeah,
it's like a B movie, but it's pretty good.
Like
it's your typical action movie.
Toward the end scene where he's like has Gordon's son, when he has Gordon's son in his arms and like fucking like does the coin flips for everybody. Like he even did it for himself. He's like, like I think that's my favorite part about Two-Face is he doesn't even like. He'll flip the coin for
always leaves it the chance.
He leaves everything to
see. That's what was bullshit about Tommy Lee Jones. He literally just kept flipping it until he got the result he wanted.
Yeah,
like you fucking cheater.
He did pretend like he was going to do that to that cop.
Yeah.
Or a fake cop. Sorry,
right.
The Joker follower.
Yeah,
you got lucky. He didn't.
Who? I love that fucking line. He didn't. Then he just buckles himself up. Dude, it's fucking
shoots
great.
the fucking driver in the back of the head.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And okay, Dark Knight was amazing. That final speech by Gordon about being the hero we don't he's not the hero we deserve. He's
I
the
did
one we need
this.
right now.
What?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It gives me
He's like,
chills.
what are
every
we
time
going to
I watch
do?
it.
Tell them I did it.
Tell
Oh
them
yeah,
I did it. It gives me chills every single time.
On the and then Hans Zimmer music kicks in. And,
yeah.
Oh
Oh.
my God. I'm getting chills right now. Literally.
Which is why I like the Hans Zimmer score more than Danny Elfman's score, but that's just me.
Giacchino is killing it. So, well, I want to see how it's put into this movie. I think
Yeah, I'm really curious.
a friend
about
of
the movie.
Incorporated beautifully.
a friend of mine, Justin from Epic Film Guys, he talked about how he loves all of the themes that Giacchino made, and he talked about how good they are in the movie. He's also seen it
Yeah.
twice.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I won't read or watch a single review on it till I see it. So
They made a non-spoiler review episode that I wish I could listen to, but I hope you understand, Justin. I can't listen to stuff like that before I've seen
even
it.
non-spoiler reviews, I just can't do.
Even non-spoiler, if they say one word I don't like, I get
He doesn't
twitchy.
listen to this.
probably not, but just in case he does.
So wait, just real quick, is the Dark Knight everybody's favorite here? Is that
Yes.
like across the board?
It's-
That's my
Yeah.
favorite.
By a very wide margin.
Wow, Doug's thinking.
The third of the Nolan trilogy actually.
Well,
is my
he's
least
trying to
favorite.
decide if he puts 89 in there now.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Yeah.
Batman and Robin. For me,
Oh,
it's Batman and Robin or Dark Knight.
they're equally shot beautiful. Beautiful shit.
Oh yeah,
Honestly,
Nolan
I
has nothing on Schumacher.
I like all three of the Nolan movies almost on the same level, and I know
Me
that's
too.
crazy to some people. I love
No, I
the
do
third
too.
one a lot, and I'm actually sitting here debating if I like it more than.
Well, you keep thinking about that because I'll get into the third one.
yeah.
I love all three of them, but the third one's my least favorite out of the three.
I'm going to redeem myself because in one of the first episodes, I said Dark Knight Returns while talking about this movie. It is the Dark Knight Rises.
Thank
And
you.
trust
I've been
me,
waiting for
I
you to
fret
fix
about
that.
it. I fret about it all the time. But I was one of the few people, me and Adrian, we used to actually text each other when he was in college. This movie came out. We used to text each other how much we love Hardy's Bane. Like he's finally what he's
I was thinking of the
supposed to be.
restaurant.
No.
Carl Jr. and Hardy.
He's finally what he's supposed to be, an actual smart leader of a group. He's not the dumb fucking push my chest in the Titan makes me bigger and meaner and Bane. No, that's not fucking Bane.
Oh, you didn't like that. Okay.
Nope, didn't like that.
Okay.
Even when I was a kid, I had a Bane toy. I don't know if you remember this, Adrian, but I never played with it. Like, I wouldn't even have Batman fight him. Like, he just sat in my toy box.
Poison Ivy liked that.
Well, because he would break Batman.
There's never been a live action Bane that actually was true to the comic version, but the version that we got with Tom Hardy was incredible, even though it was
very close.
It wasn't even similar.
But he wasn't like a luchador. Like, I think he was Puerto Rican. I can't remember his exact
He's definitely, I think he was Hispanic.
ethnicity, but he was Hispanic in some way. And
Tom Hardy's Hispanic?
Yes. He was Hispanic, and he was being pumped full of like super steroids.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
that was
also
why he
Venom.
had to strong.
The Titan thing was semi-accurate in the old movies, as much as I hate to say that.
I thought
Yeah.
that was Topher Grace. Oh, no. Okay.
Oh my god, shut up. But
yeah, Tom Hardy.
I personally love Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Oh, like just
I
as
love
an
that.
actor?
I love that take of Bane.
Oh well, as an actor, but I mean in that movie.
Oh, but as
Oh, yeah,
Bane,
he's
yeah.
a great actor. I loved his Bane. I
did too.
I still want the Tom Hardy Bane GPS. I don't know why.
Left here. You think this is your exit? I was born on the highway.
Molded by Interstate 80.
And every time you miss an exit, turn right here, and then as soon as you pass it, do you feel in charge?
I didn't drive down 79 till I was a man.
Try to shut off your GPS. Do you feel in charge?
You can't turn it off.
Turns right back on.
Tom Hardy had the Tom Cruise thing going on in this movie where he was only 5'9", so he had to wear like the lifts in his shoes to.
And the camera always looked up at him.
Yes, just so he'd be eye to eye to Christian Bale.
That's the same tricks they used for Back to the Future.
The magic of filmmaking.
Yeah, and he had to wear like these lifts in his shoes, and like I guess the whole time he was like on camera, he was standing on his tiptoes, which would suck.
I mean, like what? Christian Bale's like 6'2", 6'3"?
Yeah, yeah.
And
He's a
if you want to
big
see
guy.
if you want to see Tom Hardy kick ass even at his size, watch Warrior. Great fucking movie.
I fucking love Warrior. Yeah,
The dude, that scene though, like when he starts blowing up the city and shit, like that whole entire scene on the football field,
yeah.
amazing.
Oh yeah.
Heinz Field.
Best performance in the movie, Heinz Ward.
Heinz Ward was in that.
Yeah, you know Christopher
Lots of
Nolan.
What,
spoilers for the
Mike?
movie.
You gotta pay attention.
You know Christopher Nolan doesn't know
I
football.
was saying Heinz Ward.
We already said.
I just said best.
When?
I just said best performance of the movie is Heinz Ward.
You just didn't.
Oh.
No, but it's clear Christopher Nolan doesn't know sports because there's no way Heinz Ward's returning a kickoff for a touchdown.
Hey, man.
He was playing a character. He wasn't playing Heinz Ward.
Hey,
Yeah, exactly.
Bullshit he
Good
was.
job, Mike. Thank God you said
he
that.
said, "Good job, Mike."
Yeah, fuck you, Adrian.
Heinz Ward really showed some depth in that role.
Yeah. Fuck your opinion, Adrian.
This ain't the Sports Ball Mega Bowl episode, guys.
I thought Heinz Ward should have been nominated, but
Yeah,
and here's something I want to throw in there as one of the biggest regrets of my life. A friend of mine went and she was an extra in the crowd
in the stadium.
Oh.
Right?
for that,
lucky.
and I was supposed to go with her, and I had to work.
You
It really-
didn't call off?
I actually couldn't. It was a very important
would've.
job that I don't have anymore, so I wish I had.
I would
But
sacrifice my non-existent firstborn child for that chance. Drugs.
plus, it wasn't even 100% guaranteed she was getting in. She wasn't
Yeah.
like scheduled to be there. She just had to get there and be one of the first ones.
If you got there, you were in it.
We get it.
That's-
You clearly care more about making money for your kids than being an extra in a movie. I don't fucking get it personally, but
No, if any of my kids are listening, that's not true. I care way more about movies.
they all know it, so it's
And
okay.
they all know, so it's okay. They all live with it. They all have deep-seated, horrible resentment for it. But
His first son will grow up with a vendetta against him for it. Plot his
I just wanted to say real quick.
turn into the villain.
Yeah, I just wanted to say real quick. Christopher
Hollywood.
Nolan movies are like clearly the best if you're comparing them to the Burton and Schumacher minus Batman and Robin.
But it's hard. It's not really fair. They were
Yeah.
like 20 years later.
I
and
got
had
Corey to say,
Christopher
"Oh yeah,"
Nolan.
and then if I was editing, I would put his "Oh yeah" past my Batman and
God damn
Robin. But I'm not editing. But I want to say the only two criticisms I have for the Dark Knight series, and they're small, is like Doug said, where you love the original Batman, the Gotham. I feel like the Gotham here just literally feels like the city it's in, like Pittsburgh or
Because it was Chicago.
Yeah, it doesn't have its own Gotham
It
feel
It
to
looked
it.
like Chicago. It
Yeah.
was Chicago. It
Like
literally
I
was
said,
Chicago.
they're small complaints, but it doesn't feel like Gotham to me. And then my other one is the fight choreography to me wasn't the greatest in those movies.
I think that was the best fight.
Did you see
course,
the
I just
89 Batman?
Yeah, it was great. Can we
So-
talk a little bit more about Batman and Robin now?
Okay. So in Dark Knight Rises, when Bane whoops his ass as Selena Kyle's like
Okay,
looking
no,
on,
no,
like,
that's
helpless, that
that's
wasn't
pretty
good
cool.
choreography.
That's pretty cool.
I know what he's saying. Batman is very stiff, like especially if you want the best example of the horrible choreography, it's the fight when he's going to extract that guy from China to bring
Yeah.
him back to
Yeah.
America.
Yeah,
That
you just
fight in
kinda
that
like-
office is horrible.
I was gonna say my issue is like when he's fighting large groups of people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like the one-on-one with Bane's fucking awesome.
it was more realistic.
Of course,
That
of
was the
course,
thing.
of course. I just got out of seeing the Batman, so
But
Oh.
what's the difference between me and you?
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
I saw the Batman.
Yeah, See, I already know the fight.
Picked up when I was laying down.
See, like,
I guess I'm
when
a
you
real
think of-
fan.
when
You guys all know more about Batman than I do.
Yeah,
Just a disclaimer.
shitty YouTuber getting a chance to go see a movie early, motherfucker.
Woo!
Your YouTube channel sucks.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah,
never watching a
Fuck
video
that
again.
channel.
I kind of like it.
You guys just wait till I do my Batman and Robin review.
Hey, look, Adrian, it's your only fan.
Oh, Adrian, I
Whoa.
really hope you just gush on it and piss people off.
Yeah, now I kind of want to do that.
I want to do that.
And if
Batman.
you, since we're getting to the pretty much at the end, and if you want to see some of my videos where I may or may not do Batman and Robin review, but I'll definitely be doing the Batman review and a Batman ranking live action movies. You can find all those and more at Baker Reviews on YouTube.
Baker Reviews.
That's my channel blowing up. Is that what I did there? Not really. Oh,
Mike, you wanna throw in there one more time what you are?
No.
That's nice. Adrian,
Ah.
where do you put? Okay, you've seen the Batman, so this is a very important question for you. Is the Batman above all the other Batman movies?
Well, it goes Batman and Robin. Okay. Okay. All
For real,
right.
for real.
All right. Here we
All
go. Here we go. The Batman is my favorite Batman movie of all time.
That's what I want to do.
Is it even close?
I mean, The Dark Knight is amazing. I can't say it blows it out of the water, but
Is it close?
the Batman is it's not particularly.
Okay.
The Batman.
I just wanted your honest answer. I didn't want your bullshit
I
customer
don't want it.
service
I don't want it
response.
to blow Dark Knight out of the water.
No,
honestly.
about halfway through my first viewing, I'm like, oh my god, this is everything I want in a Batman movie.
Now-
And it's perfect. It's damn near it's a masterpiece. It's near perfect.
One quick question I want to add. Favorite superhero movie?
Oh, are you saying
Is it-
is the Batman?
Is it? Yeah.
That would
That's
be
not fair.
that would be-
Batman's not a
He's the only one that
superhero.
can answer this. That's why I'm asking.
That's true.
that would be so hard to say off the top of my head. I mean, I love
Like just
I love
initial thoughts.
Logan. I love Infinity War.
What comes to
Spider-Man
your
2,
head?
of course.
No Way Home.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's why I'm curious. Is it your favorite superhero movie?
In a way too early ranking, the Batman might be my favorite hero movie I've watched in the entire genre because it has other elements. It doesn't feel just like a hero. I can't say too much on here, but
All right.
it doesn't
No,
just feel like a
that's
superhero
enough.
movie.
That's enough.
Mine's definitely The Rise of Silver Surfer.
Yes, Batman and Robin, Rise of Silver Surfer.
Okay, Mike.
We're really out of time,
Mike,
so we got to keep
on
it
a
serious.
serious note, what's your favorite of all the old Batman movies?
My favorite of all the old Batman movies.
Let's take the Dark Knight trilogy out of it because that's gonna be at the top of all.
Yeah,
of
because
ours.
I say The
Did
Dark
you
Knight's
like
my favorite.
Any of the four campy
Yeah.
movies?
Yeah, I love the first two by Tim Burton. I love them both very much. Forever was all right. Like I said, I fell asleep during Batman and Robin, so I couldn't even make it through it without falling asleep.
So is Batman 89 the one?
Yes, I would say 89 is the best one. I've watched I watched Returns a lot more. I've only ever seen 89 twice,
Wow.
but I prefer it over Returns.
If you're looking for a dumb fun time, Batman Forever is probably the most rewatchable.
Oh yeah,
yes,
for the dumb ones.
for
Yeah.
100%, yes,
yeah,
because Jim Carrey alone carries that movie.
Doug, how about you?
It easily. If we're not talking Nolan movies, then hands down, it's Forever. It's like I unironically love that movie. It's just a guilty pleasure movie. I've loved it since I first saw it. And
It's a good
one that
time.
and other than the Nolan movies, it's one that I've always gone back and rewatched, no matter what.
Even unironically, like I said, Jim Carrey alone carries that movie. If you want to see a good fucking acting of the Riddler,
He didn't do a good Riddler. He did a great
He did a great
version of the
Joker.
Riddler doing the Joker.
yeah,
And like he was not the Riddler at all. Like whoever wrote that movie didn't write that character to be the Riddler. Like that was written to be the Joker. They just couldn't get the rights or something. That's what I'm convinced.
Maybe.
either way, it was phenomenal.
And I'm going to
Yeah.
throw my thing in here. Even though The Dark Knight is actually my favorite Batman movie of all time,
Not for long.
89 is right below it.
I can see
Okay.
that. After I finish, like get to actually sit down and watch it beginning to end again, I'll share my thoughts with you.
And
more.
real-
Even with the head movement.
And real quick, my prediction for
Everything
you
about it.
guys, real quick, is that Doug, I believe the Batman will become your favorite Batman movie.
I actually already was thinking that would be
I'm
the
already-
case from
I'm-
trailers
Corey,
alone.
I really don't see you changing on the Dark Knight. I mean, I think you'll love this. It'll be easily your second. I don't think it'll pass the Dark Knight. Mike, I don't know. You're a wild card.
I'm gonna hate it. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, anyway, that's going to do it for our Batman episode. We talked about all the old movies. We love them. Most of them.
I wish we had more time. Sorry,
Wish we had a little more time, but
Fucking Doug has to work.
we're all going to see the Batman at some point this weekend. I don't know if Doug will, but he'll try.
I will find a way.
We will eventually probably do an episode where we talk about the Batman because
Please.
I know I'm not going to be able to not gush on it. If you want to follow us over on Twitter, please go ahead and do that. CS Podcast 21 on Twitter. You can look for us anywhere on Facebook or Instagram. Culture Shock 21 on Instagram and just the Culture Shock Podcast on
And-
Facebook.
One other thing, Dad, is we haven't got anything on it yet, but we've heard the words. People wanted us on YouTube. We won't have video, but the channel's created. You can already follow it. We haven't got content on it yet, but that's just Culture Shocked on YouTube.
We are working on that, and we might even eventually put some videos out, just small, stupid things to announce stuff coming
Down
out.
the road when we can make that work.
We'll probably won't for a long time do like a visual podcast, us talking for 2 hours, because
We have
That's
to
a
get better
disaster.
looking.
Yeah, I have to work out.
Speak
a
for
little
yourself. I look like Richard Karn.
That's true.
Yeah, and when he takes his
God-
hat off, his
goddamn
receding
hunk.
hairline sells it too. Anyway,
bit.
that's the only person here not balding.
I'm going to leave on that so Mike can sleep and cry in a corner somewhere. That's going to bring us to the end of the show. From all of us here at Culture Shocked, thanks for listening.
Batman fucking rules.
Wahoo.